Welcome back.
Welcome back. I'm no longer fired. I got my job back.
He is fired. No. Welcome back to the Suburban Traphouse. The messiest desk we've had so far is right now.
No, second messiest. The messiest was with all the chips.
Oh, yeah, you guys haven't seen that. You guys aren't going to see that.
Wait, they didn't see that? I thought we uploaded that.
No.
Oh, okay.
Because we were like, that we shot it, and then it was a mess.
Yeah.
The whole video was a mess.
Yeah.
Not just the desk.
True.
But if you go onto our Instagram, Calvin, pop it up, it will be there. Like, if you scroll, you'll be able to see the picture of what it looks like, the aftermath of the desk.
Yeah.
Wow, it's been a long time.
It's been a minute.
It has been a miniotes.
Yeah, so first things first.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's going on?
I have a few things. First thing I want to talk about, I'm not sure if you've seen it yet.
I probably haven't.
Novocaine. Did you watch it?
Oh, no. No, I have not seen it. I haven't seen that. I've heard of it, though.
I remember questioning its promotional
because it looked like a horror movie, right?
No.
Or is he also in a horror movie? Because this is the movie where...
He's in The Boys.
Yeah, but I'm saying this is the movie where they have... For the trailer, they, like, burn him. Or they show him being... Because he can't feel pain.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing of the movie. But if I remember correctly, the trailer was him just getting hurt.
Probably.
And I was like, this feels like a horror movie, but it's not.
Well, okay. I mean, after the movie came out, they started putting up like the like reviews of it, like most movies do. And the ones that they have put up was like the funniest action comedy of the year or of the past year, or whatever, right?
Okay.
And I'm like,
do you agree with that?
I would take it a step further and say it is one of the best movies of the past year. Period.
Because it came out 2024. Or I mean,
came out start of this year, 2025.
Okay, early 2025.
Might have even been start of Q2.
I'm over here acting like I don't have.
Browse a laptop you can search it up on.
It came out. I think I spelled it wrong. I definitely spelled it wrong.
I'm also not prepared for this right now.
Neither am I. Guys, we're starting all over the place.
We need to get back in the groove.
Right.
It's been
all right. Yeah, it came out early 2025 March.
Okay. Yeah, so here we go. So while I was out there, I watched it with my grandpa. And yeah, I would say it is genuinely tied for my number 1. It's tied for my number 1 favorite movie of the past year.
So far.
Past year.
You haven't seen Sinners?
No. But of the past year, past 365 days.
I'm going to have to watch this then.
Because personally, after thinking about it, I would say Guardians of the Galaxy was my favorite. And this movie's tied with it. The only reason
Did Guardians of the Galaxy come out?
Volume 3. It came out within the past year. I know that. It came out like end of last year.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
I thought it came out 2023.
I thought it came out 24. I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I will raise it up to like 3 years. But Guardians of the Galaxy was my favorite movie to come out in the 2020s. Other than, did Endgame come out 2020?
2023 was Guardians of the Galaxy. Endgame came out 2019, I want to say.
I thought Infinity War came out 19. I thought Endgame came out
2019, yeah.
Oh, dang. Okay, yeah. So
look at me know my fucking movies.
Good shit. So yeah, I would say Novocaine and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 are my 2 favorite movies of the 2020 so far.
Okay. That's valid.
The only reason why Novocaine doesn't overtake Guardians of the Galaxy fully is because Guardians of the Galaxy has the heartfelt moments that Novocaine doesn't.
Novocaine is just a comedy?
It's an action comedy.
Yeah.
And it I will say it portrays that disorder really well.
Okay.
Like
that's good.
In like showing it, and then also with it being a comedy based around this disorder, it doesn't make the disorder the joke as much as it makes jokes around the disorder, if that makes sense. It's a really good movie.
This is what some people would call a mental health movie.
Arguably, yeah, technically.
Okay.
Well,
because this is like an actual thing people can have.
Yeah, it is. And most people with this disorder don't live past like a couple years.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Like they die
Okay.
young generally
Okay.
because they can't feel pain.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they
That,
don't
I
know
mean,
what-
it makes sense.
yeah.
It makes sense.
And so like they state this, they like go over all the like details and like actually go into depth on like how it works in real life and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a really good movie. I really feel like we should watch it. Also got a haircut.
We both did.
Yep, we both got haircuts.
Well,
Essentially the same haircut
Essentially
too.
the same haircut in almost the same day.
Really?
Yeah, you sent me the picture of you getting your haircut finished like a day or two after I did mine.
Dang.
And I was like, wow.
Dang. Yeah,
And then my sister's boyfriend also cut his hair, and it's just everybody's cutting their hair this time.
No, yeah. So I also got the sweatshirt and these jeans.
Yeah, you gotta show the back.
Yeah. Look
Maybe
good?
that's why we're not famous yet. We don't sexualize ourselves enough.
True.
Maybe we need to just do that. We will have an OnlyFans soon.
Yeah, once my abs are more defined, because they are more defined than they were before I left, because I was swimming around in their pool and shit. Like,
I have not gone to the. Have I gone to the gym recently? I have, like once or
But I
twice.
also got this shirt from a mini Area 51 store they have around there.
How many Area 51 stores are in Nevada?
There's only 2, I think, or 2 that I know of at least. Then pull this over here so I can keep talking. I got this ashtray, really clean. That's upside down. Sorry, I need to get used to this new camera angle. And then I also got the shot glass. Come on.
Guys, he can't do the hand thing. His hands are too white. It wouldn't work.
If I use my arm, it might. my arms got so much darker. It's kind of working. It has a bunch of different like sections that has. Oh.
Are we good? Are we good? Are we falling apart?
Maybe both. Yes and no. Okay, we're good. We're good. But yeah, it has like sections that have like different
Different parts
engravings
of the
in
area
it.
of the Area 51.
No, it's like one shows a cowboy on a horse seeing a UFO, another one shows UFO over herd of cows.
Oh, okay.
The like logo for the place that's also on the bottom, and then a UFO with UFO
It's real
below
metal?
it.
It's real metal.
Yeah,
Okay.
it might be gold plated, but
From
real
like
metal.
the angle, from a certain angle, it looks a little like plastic because you can see like some like rings
Mhm.
inside of it and all that.
Yeah,
Very clean.
Yeah,
And
it is.
It's kind of hefty.
Yeah, I saw it and I'm like, I need to get this. Yeah, that and this shirt. And this shirt, actually, so at Area 15, Cal's going to put up all the pictures I'm going to show him
They'll be directly in front of our face.
as we talk about them. So at Area 51, they had a few things like this, which I just thought was hilarious.
That yeah,
Make
Especially
America
with-
baked again.
especially with what's happening right now.
And then this,
Okay.
a sign by Dr. Kush,
Yeah.
which I thought was great.
Where is it? Where is it? If you guys know where it's at, it's up there.
But then they had a lot of shirts.
There has been a huge there's been a huge raise in this the trend-ish thing, this like trendy thing where it's a bunch of AI videos of like aliens and random stuff just talking about things. My mom has become obsessed with them, so I will just randomly get sent a video of a frog talking about humans. And it's hilarious to me,
but they had quite a few other smoking shirts I actually would have rather gotten.
yeah,
Like that one or
that one I would have got for sure.
that one's just kind of clean. That one's funny.
That was funny.
This
Why are
one I wanted to get.
Bigfoot, Yetis, and aliens like the biggest mystery ever?
Because they all three perfectly well could exist, and just we have no idea.
And a lot of people deny it.
Yeah. honestly, especially with aliens. Although I feel like aliens are the one that society's grown to be like, yeah, they're out there. Whether they've come to Earth or not is debatable, but they're out there.
We have way too much science fiction that's based off fiction.
Yeah.
We have way too much science fiction that is based off real science. Straight out of Area 51. Okay.
And then this is the Idiocracy logo. It's a movie. If you know, you know. There's this. But the reason that I got this shirt over any of the other
shirts?
Any of the other wheat shirts is because every other wheat shirt either had XL, XXL, XXXL, or small. And there was no in between.
I did that. We went to a Comic-Con.
This was the only medium I could find. I'm not kidding. There was one medium, and this was the only one as far as wheat shirts go.
That actually is crazy. That's the only medium.
Yeah.
Stop wearing mediums. Stop it.
And then some pictures with some of the alien statues that they have around there.
Yep.
So that was fun. Area 51, Call of Duty, Green Ops.
No, I had that recently with the shirt thing, where we went to a Comic-Con. Me and Jenna went to a Comic-Con, and we have this. I have this thing where whenever we go to a Comic-Con, we gotta get something.
Yeah.
Right. The last Comic-Con we went to, we literally got everything in the background, and then this Comic-Con, this is our second Comic-Con. So I was like, you know what? Let's just get some like merch or like costumes or something like that, right? So we go to a store called Box Lunch. If y'all know what Box Lunch is, shout out to them. I'm not like a huge fan of theirs. I just get my anime and comic stuff wherever I get it. Really.
Yeah.
But we go in, and I'm hunting, right? And the hoodie's outside right now, so I'm not gonna grab it. But I grabbed it. Actually, I can show you. I grabbed the only Batman hoodie, and you know I'm not a huge fan of DC like that.
Yeah.
But if the art is fire, the art is fire, right? So I had to go and get this Batman hoodie. Fuck, I'll show you later.
Okay.
I'll show you later. But it's got Joker on it. And when I grabbed it, I was just like, oh, it's got Joker and it's Batman. This is fire.
Yeah.
Right? And it's full print, right? So front and back. And then I noticed it's Batman Beyond.
Oh,
and I was like, if I felt so bad, but it was the only one, and it's a small.
Dang.
And I was literally like, I don't care if it's a small, I'm buying.
Yeah.
I'll fit it. I'll fit it. It doesn't matter. I'm buying it.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Oh my gosh, I've never noticed how much I move until I have no room to move.
Yeah, I know, right?
This is so annoying. I tried to change stuff up for y'all, so we have a better view. And then when a guest is here, they'll sit where I'm sitting, and I'll sit right there. But now that I'm noticing that, they won't have any room. They're going to feel trapped. So we going to have to figure this out again later.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We do have guests coming soon.
So, yeah, I got that shirt when I got these pants and that jacket, all from Ross. So, we were waiting for a magic show.
Yep.
That's inside, by the way.
That is?
Yeah.
I thought you were, every single time I've seen that, I thought you were outside.
No, I had someone take a picture and they accidentally swiped over onto a thing. My grandma has the same picture, just I'm showing him the pictures on Snapchat. I have more on my actual gallery, but yeah, and then got a picture there.
Okay, now for that picture,
this one?
Yeah. I couldn't tell if you were trying to make a joke or if that was just the direct position you went to first.
Both.
Okay. Because when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny. And then I was like, what if he didn't mean to do that? And that's just that he just walked in that direction and stood there.
No, yeah, it's both. It's both.
Okay.
But yeah, and then this is showing that it's inside.
Okay. Yeah, no, they did amazing on that.
They really did.
From a picture and video, it just looks like the sky.
Yeah. And then even when you're there, it looks like the sky, like in person even. And then, yeah, you walk through.
I feel like
and
more
it's
places need to
indoors.
do the Disney thing where they like study the theory of color to keep you intrigued.
Yeah.
It turned it like a bunch of people made it sound like it was a bad thing that Disney does. Like they spread things out, the parks. They spread them out, and then they specifically pick colors that will keep you intrigued.
Mm.
I don't think that's a bad thing.
No.
I feel like that's something everybody should do.
Yeah.
You know?
And then actually, is that after this?
Oh yeah, I'm so glad we mapped all this. I mapped all this out before. Staying smart with it. Ooh,
yeah,
have
there's something that
you heard about the Switch? Nintendo Switch 2?
yeah, I've heard of that, yeah.
Do you know how much it costs?
Isn't it like 400?
It's $500.
Dang, yeah.
Guess what it is? Guess what it is averaging to be in between right now?
The
On-
PlayStation and the Series X?
No, just on base price.
Oh.
It's currently the most expensive console you can ever buy.
What?
If I'm wrong about that, it's a console that I've never heard of. But from what I'm seeing, the average price is going from around $550 to $700.
Damn.
Yeah. And you want to know the highest price I've seen? It's a packaged bundle for $1,000.
Okay, anyone who's spending $1,000 on any Nintendo product is psychotic.
Diabolical. I feel like it takes away the entire idea of Nintendo.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, does Nintendo mean anything? Does the word Nintendo mean something?
I don't know.
Because as a kid, Nintendo was always cheap to me. Like that's what it stood for. It was like we make quality games at a good price.
Yeah.
Whereas PlayStation, Xbox, even PC games, they were always more like money grab style. Right?
Yeah, but they also always had that higher quality to them that made it worth that money grab.
True. But then also, people get into like things like amiibos and stuff like that, where like you have the action figures. And so it turned into like Nintendo was like a collector's. It was a quality collector's game. Company, right? Now they have strayed so far away from. They have ran away from that idea.
Yeah.
They are not only making you pay. No, I wouldn't say making you, because you can just buy the Nintendo Switch for $550 if you really want it. But they are now making bundles so extreme prices that you could spend $1,000. You could spend $1,000 on a PC and just say screw Nintendo.
Yeah.
Right. Or you could spend $1,000 on a PlayStation and an Xbox and say screw Nintendo.
You could spend $1,000 on a PS5. You could spend less than $1,000 on a PS5 and a fully modded controller for the PS5.
Yeah.
And just say screw Nintendo.
Now, the only reason I feel like most people are going to be getting the Switch is the reason most people have gotten the Switch.
Yeah.
For Mario Kart World. It's not. I don't think it's Mario Kart 8. It's Mario Kart World. But here's the problem. You don't own the Switch.
Yeah, I heard something about that.
So now here's where it gets confusing, right? Because technically you own it, but you're also technically renting it. Because I've been seeing a lot of people get banned from buying Nintendo products.
That's crazy.
So I think what Nintendo is doing is they have like a system going on. Which, tell me if I'm wrong. Go hate me in the comments in the comments if I'm wrong. But Nintendo has this whole like renting thing going on, basically.
Okay.
Where you indefinitely rent a game and the console, but you don't own the game or the console.
Weird.
So they're going to like, you'll get the main thing everybody's talking about is you get the game, you get the little cartridge for it, but that cartridge is actually just a code that you have to put in to then get the game.
Okay.
Right, and that I think could be cool. But at the same time, there was something saying that they could take it away at some point. If they felt
here's
like
a bit radical of an idea.
Yeah.
We need this for live service games. Because then instead of it being you ban the account, like it's essentially the same thing as like banning an IP address, right?
Yeah.
But you could do it for a console even in this case.
Nintendo's is commonly believed to mean leave luck to heaven.
Interesting.
It is also translated to the Temple of Free Hanafuda. I don't know what that is. But
I've heard it. I don't know what it is, though. I've heard the word.
Free Hanafuda. Hanafuda. I hope I'm not saying nothing crazy. It's a slur or something like that.
that would be.
Nintendo's just the name for a slur, and we just never knew. Hold up, guys. Hold up. We're getting down and dirty. Oh, Hanafuda is a game.
Oh,
it's a playing card game.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I mean that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. Nintendo, you need to go back in time though.
Mm-hmm.
To the times where you were about family. You know? I feel like the whole time growing up, I always felt like Nintendo was about family, being cheap, but quality at the same time. And for some reason, I was like, oh, it's impossible. Like, we haven't had something this good since Nintendo. And then Nintendo came out with the Switch. I was like, oh, well, now we have something good, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we have something that's on... Because the Wii, I think like they're never going to be able to beat the Wii.
No.
Ever.
No.
They tried with the Wii U, and then they tried with the Switch. It's never going to beat the Wii. The Wii was the most inclusive, family-oriented thing ever.
There's a reason for that. And I'm telling you right now, they fucked it up because they tried to do the reason why the Wii worked on the Switch and fucked it up. And there's one game specifically that I think everybody will collectively agree.
Sports?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the reason why the Wii is such a good game. And it's Wii Sports.
To this day, Wii Sports will never be the worst game ever.
Basic original Wii Sports that only had like 6 modes.
Yeah, not even Wii Sports Resort.
No. The
original
training.
It was made for training.
No, yeah, they had golf, boxing, bowling, tennis.
It wasn't ping pong.
Baseball.
Yeah, baseball.
Those 5 games.
And then they had the training one, and then they had the like stats you could look at.
Here's where they fucked it up though. When they tried to make it for the Switch,
they made it competitive.
Yeah, and they also changed how bowling works in particularly, which was like their most popular mode. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
In the new Switch mode, everybody bowls at the same time.
Oh,
on the Switch.
Is that even? That's not even how they do it in League bowling.
No. Also, it like depending on how well you do, different things will pop up to make it harder for you, like barriers or
that's weird.
Stuff like that. Yeah, it's really weird.
That's weird because didn't the Wii had that, but it was like a challenge mode, right?
Yeah, they had because you have the like training.
Yeah, where it like stacks the pins up and you get like 100 pins.
Yeah, and they had some other ones that like block stuff on occasion. I think I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, you had to like throw it over.
Yeah,
the mounds and stuff like that.
But
the Wii. Well, you'll be missed.
We need to get a Wii.
We do.
We're gonna have a stream where
there
we're
will be
just
a stream
playing the Wii.
Where we are just playing the Wii. I wanted to do it for the Nintendo Switch until I saw how bad that Wii Sports was.
No, that and also there's exactly one game.
I heard soccer was really good.
Interesting
for the Switch because you don't have to move.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was like, you can literally just.
Yeah, there's one game though that I want to get just a base original Switch for. Doesn't even have to be 2.
ARMS?
No.
What?
They have a Beyblade game.
Oh yeah. Speaking of that.
And it's actually like it looks actually really good.
Can I tell you that Beyblade has revamped itself? Have you seen this?
What do you mean?
Beyblade has revamped itself.
Yeah.
Exactly what I said.
Yeah. Just like how so?
Every way possible. Beyblade Burst made him fall off.
Okay, if we're being fair, Turbo it started fall off and then after Turbo is just off a cliff.
Yeah.
But I will say Beyblade Burst and Evolution.
Beyblade Burst wasn't horrible. The first season.
Yeah,
it wasn't horrible.
The first season and Evolution, the second season,
are
honestly are really really good in my opinion. I really really like them. Like
so
I think Beyblade Burst had the intensity down really well, and they
Yeah.
carried it over perfectly
Mm.
to Evolution, and
And then Turbo just knocked it off. Just cracked it
well,
out.
no,
Just
Turbo.
hit it out.
No,
Hit it
no,
just
okay.
too far out the park.
Turbo's issue was that it didn't follow Volt anymore. It started following a different character, Iger.
Okay.
Now, Iger's, in my
Did they
opinion,
ever do
still a
that?
good character.
Did they ever do that with the other ones?
No,
Was
or
it-
at
it was-
least not the Metal series. I know that. Metal series was solely following Jenga through the
Yeah,
whole thing.
yeah.
I don't know about the original Beyblade series.
The
though.
original series is the same thing. Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, because everybody, I remember as I'm watching all this stuff about this new Beyblade that's happening, I'm seeing all the like people reminisce on Metal Fusion and all that, and they're like, I just remember the original Beyblade. I just turned my hat backwards.
Yeah.
Because that's what he did.
Yeah. No, facts. Now I will say something that I actually really appreciate about Beyblade Burst, and particularly, is what they tell the characters to do in the show, or what the characters do as like different launches.
It can relate to real life.
Yeah. So like Volt's is it? I don't remember. I can't think of the names.
I don't
now.
remember names of
But
bays
I-
except
I think it's-
Pegasus.
Pegasus
All I remember is
from-
Pegasus.
Jenga.
I know that's all. That's the
Uh,
only one I remember.
I remember the names of the characters and the bays. I just don't remember the moves.
Oh yeah, I definitely don't remember moves.
For bursts, I mean, in
Yeah.
particularly. But Volt has this one move where he has to like tilt his wrist slightly down, and it forces his bay to be at an angle, and then that allows it to get better grip on the stadium and like loop back around and come back like a lot. You can actually do that move, like with the Beyblade in a stadium.
Now guess what?
And then there's some moves that are just kind of complete BS that they increase.
I don't
power
think they're
other
putting a
than, like,
TV show out
focus.
for this though. For this type of Beyblade, they're doing.
Okay, I will say, Beyblade the Burst Bays the original Bays didn't have a TV show.
Yeah,
So
I know.
There's the first ones, and then the second ones is where the TV show
Yeah.
is at.
But
when
I don't think they're doing a
following.
TV show at all because they are trying to turn Beyblade into a real sport now.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
tournaments have started up again. Everything.
Good shit. I
right?
know they had previously.
Now let me tell you. Oh, it does have a TV show. 2023. Never mind. Beyblade X.
I have heard of this. I haven't watched it simply because
I'm not gonna watch it.
I would watch it if Netflix wasn't such a fucking bitch with Beyblade, I swear. Because, okay, I'm going to be for real. The only reason I didn't watch every series in Burst is because of Netflix.
They stopped putting them up.
Sort of. So, Netflix had all of the original Metal Fusion, the first season.
Yeah.
And then they had all of Burst, all of Evolution, and all of Turbo up at the same time. They
Oh, okay.
remove Metal Fusion,
Yeah.
release half of Rise, remove Burst, the first season,
Okay.
remove half of Quad, remove Evolution and Turbo. So you literally, and then
So they were
release
just like-
half of the next Burst, and then release half of X.
That's
And
weird.
then they started removing the other the half of the seasons that they had released.
that's weird. Yeah, that's really weird.
Netflix bothers me with their
The way they do that.
the way they release anime specifically.
Yeah.
Because they do that with pretty much all, even JJK. Like they have, they didn't fuck up the order of it, but they have the first season and the movie, but that's it. They don't have season 2.
'Cause, yeah. They're like, who needs it, guys? Who needs it? We take the most critically acclaimed ones and put them on here.
And then
we make sure we have money, guys.
pull up Disney Plus.
I probably won't be on it. Oh, wait. No, I may or may not. I don't know. But Beyblade is basically now a real sport because of the fact that they are making it.
Just hit login. I'll do.
They're making it more extreme. Okay.
Okay, so my question is, are the ripcords the way that they're supposed to be in the anime? Because in Burst, when
they
they
s-
pull
are they
that
strings?
cord, yeah,
No,
strings.
they can and they are and they aren't. They're
Okay,
still the
because
normal ones, but now
Are
here's
they longer? That's what I care about.
I don't know.
Because in the anime, they'd pull it and it would whip out like a solid foot.
But now
them.
it
and then
your pull strength matters.
good shit.
So your rip matters, your overall rip.
Which it did originally.
It did originally,
with the strings a lot more than with the
if you had a stringed bay launcher,
one,
you could freaking
it mattered, but
way more.
I've actually broken them because
I've ripped through.
Yeah, not
like literally ripped it out.
Yeah,
like,
no, same.
But the overall rip matters. The start of the rip matters. So you can now launch it as hard as possible without even pulling it out.
Dang.
Yeah, and the bays have special gears on the bottom that the stadium comes with a gear bit that they will latch onto and spin around and come back and knock into each other. They are also metal fusion bursts.
Good shit. Yeah, okay, if we're being fair, bursts
made the game better.
Yeah, no, I will say, I think...
Oh, they're also original across all countries. So instead of it used to be that when it came to the Western Hemisphere, Hasbro would like safetify it. Yeah, they would make it safe, right? And now they're not.
That's good.
Everything is a 1-to-1.
Because I will say there's a couple good things about that.
Except for re-releases.
Okay, well there's a couple good things about that as far as them doing that change goes. For one, the biggest issue is that Hasbro's, in comparison to Takara Tomi's Beyblades, Hasbro's were like a quarter of the weight. Yeah. Like, they would just get tossed around.
Yeah,
like
especially when they went to burst.
Yeah, because Takara Tomy had, like, full-on, like, exactly how it was supposed to be, like, metal everything. And then...
It's also less pieces now.
Okay, good shit. But, yeah, and...
Yeah. They have, like, these little gear bits on the bottom.
Okay.
And then they have... And, like, all the like, everything we thought mattered for, like, Metal Fusion, and then started to matter during Burst, it actually does matter now. So, the weight, the shape, everything. The bit actually matters way more now.
Good shit, yeah. Oh, right. But, the other good thing about it is that there was... I guess you could call it a glitch, technically, that you could do with Beyblades, where you put a Hasbro tip on a Takara Tomy blade, and it made it pretty much impossible to burst.
Yeah, I remember that.
And, or maybe it was the other way around, I don't remember. But, yeah, like, you could put a certain tip on the opposite bay, and it made it pretty much impossible to burst. And
2 seasons, wow.
Oh, wait, they're actually doing seasons?
Yeah, this one has seasons.
Oh, dang.
It could just be the arcs, and they're calling them seasons, but...
Yeah, because generally Beyblade has it split up amongst series.
Yeah.
The same way Fate does. Speaking of Fate, so...
Is there new information on Fate?
Sort of. For me personally. Not really new in general, but personally it is. So... Hulu finally has Heaven's Feel.
Okay.
It's 3 movies, all 2 hours long. But they also have Fate Zero and Unlimited Blade Works. Okay. So after watching Heaven's Feel, I know the order that I want to show people those 3 series in. And sadly, they don't have Stay Night, and it's also not on Netflix, so I can't even watch Stay Night, sadly. But Fate Zero, it is exactly how animes are on Hulu, where it's the episodes are both dubbed and subbed, but split up into 2 different things. Yeah. And then Stay Night Heaven's Feel has the 2 movies per each movie. One's dubbed and one's subbed. But then you look at Unlimited Blade Works, and this is what really bothers me, because it's not even that they don't have it all dubbed. It's how it's not all dubbed. They have it.
They do something weird with it.
So the first half of season 1, you have both dubbed and subbed.
Okay.
Just like everything else. Second half of season 1, only dubbed.
Okay.
Season 2, only subbed.
See, that's where that's where the problem comes in.
Exactly.
That's where the problem comes in.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to get Crunchyroll so that way I can show people season 2 of Unlimited Blade Works, because if you know, you know. They're great series. So, yeah, hang on. Back to my trip real quick.
Yeah.
So, on the way out there, I like barely ate.
I feel that. I barely eat when I'm traveling like that.
But then, like, for the first week, I was like, I was like barely eating too. I don't know why. It was kind of weird.
A lot of times it's heat.
That's
like
true.
Sometimes you're so hot you just don't want to eat anything.
Yeah, and I mean, I was also sore and got a little burnt. Like nothing crazy, but a little for the first like week that I was there.
I feel that.
So
I definitely feel that.
But I mean, if y'all can't tell, go back to the video, the last video I was in, and compare me to then.
You do look a little red on camera.
Yeah, I do. I'm a little surprised by that, honestly. I look way darker in person. I don't look red in person. But
yeah.
Yeah, I look red on camera for some reason.
So
that's just how I look on camera.
There's been some stuff going around about. Let's talk about that first. Splitgate 2.
Yeah.
Have you seen anything about that?
A little bit.
Okay.
Nothing crazy, just trailers for it.
So it's out. It's
Okay.
announced. It's out. It's good. It's a battle royale.
Okay, interesting.
It's a battle royale that takes place on one map that spans across 3 different worlds, or probably more than that. But I've only been on 3 of them.
Dang.
But you can take portals to get to other places.
Okay.
And it'll the zone closes, and sometimes it'll be closing on the area you're in. Just that area though. So it'll be like 3 areas have a zone that's closing, and then you got to go to a different area. So it's like it's a good concept. I only played like an hour of it.
Is it on console or just?
Yeah, everything.
Okay, great.
Everything.
Yeah.
It's free on everything. But the thing I want to talk about is everybody was saying that one of the devs came out and talked about it wrong. Like the way they promoted it was wrong. And I don't see that.
Okay.
He walked out. He said, the main things I took away, right, was he said, he said, I have always wanted Halo to make a battle royale after they did, is it Legacy? Halo Legacy?
Yeah, I think so.
Or Infinite, sorry, Infinite.
Oh, yeah.
After they did Halo Infinite, which is also a great game. Love that game. But after they did that, people wanted a battle royale from Halo. They didn't give us that. They didn't give it to us. So we kind of moved on, right? And then he was like,
I remember this. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he was like, and I'm very sad that we will never get a Titanfall 3. So we made it a battle royale.
Yeah.
And those are his reasonings as to why. And not everybody, but I've been seeing a lot of people like, this is nothing like Halo. This is nothing like Titanfall. He never said it was going to be like that.
Yeah.
He just said this is the reason we made it a battle royale is because we're not going to have these more battle royale-esque games.
Yeah, but
I think people were expecting like wall running and stuff like that.
I think what people were taking away from it was that the movement was going to be like Titanfall 3.
It's not.
And yeah.
It's not.
It's Splitgate.
It's Splitgate with battle royale, and you can go multiple different
Do they still have
and stuff.
different modes like they did in?
I haven't even checked.
Okay.
I literally hopped on, played the one battle royale game, and I haven't gotten back on ever since.
since.
But it's definitely a more like community game because it's not a solo battle royale.
Okay, yeah.
You're on a team. I didn't entirely check if it was a solo battle royale, if you could even play like that. But from what I'm seeing, it doesn't look like that. It looks like you're on a team of people. You don't have to be connected to them. So it's not like you have to be in this group or else you're like out of the game. You do have respawns, unlimited respawns, as long as your team is alive or not fighting.
So it's
and you respawn right next to a player. You don't. It's not even like you gotta run.
Or
to
drop
get there.
In
Yeah, no, it's literally
good shit.
All the same. The dropping style is like Apex.
Okay.
Where you're attached to somebody and then they drop you and then you can detach from there.
Okay. I like
so
that.
good. It's a good game.
Yeah, no,
and a good concept.
It sounds like they're taking.
They're taking pieces from everything.
Yeah, it sounds like they're taking what is best from other games.
Yeah,
and
pretty much
like,
every game. The gunplay is the exact same.
And Splitgate's gunplay has always been fun. Gunplay,
amazing.
Movement, and the portals
has always been fun.
Yeah.
And the portals are a little easier. I don't know if that's me saying it because I've already played Splitgate and I had to rush to throw portals up, and now I have more time to. But I like the portals in this game.
It's a bit more casual.
Yeah.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
You don't need to be insanely accurate with flicks.
It's like it's crazy to think about the fact that it's more casual when it's not this like arena style game.
It makes sense though.
Wait, it makes so much sense.
Because like you look at Apex, you have arenas, which is just constant fighting.
Yeah.
And then you have Battle Royale, which
you can get lost in the sauce on that one.
No, yeah, like it took me, because when I first started playing Apex, I played a little bit of Battle Royale with a friend, and then I got into arenas the last season, or right before the last season that arenas was out started. And that last season, you know this, I got like 606 kills on Mirage, like, 200,000 damage, and
arenas was just different.
Like I want to say 200 something wins even. Like I was going crazy in it. And once it leaves, I end up going and playing Battle Royale because I just like how the characters worked and all that. And so, but it still took me like 2 or 3 months to get into the Battle Royale mindset for Apex and like actually
the Battle Royale
I think genuinely it took me like
for Apex you're constantly
to start getting over 1,500 damage constantly.
Yeah, like you're in Apex you're always planning something.
Yeah.
And then Fortnite is literally just sweats galore.
Yeah.
So going from that, and then I mean COD, same thing, sweats, and you're always planning. But you can be more brain dead because it's been out for so long.
True.
Then you go to, I mean, same thing for Fortnite. You can be more brain dead because it's been out for so long. But I mean, if we take what, I can't believe I'm forgetting this. This was like my favorite FPS for a while. What's it called? The
Describe it to me.
It's the one where everything you can destroy it. It's good.
Oh,
the lights, heavies, mediums.
The finals.
The finals. There we go. I knew it started with F. Even with that game, it felt like you always had. There was no downtime. Even on that game, Splitgate 2 feels like I can just turn it on and play it like it's Fall Guys. Like it's still gonna be competitive, but it's still gonna be fun.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna freaking chuck my controller across the room.
That's good. So, yeah.
But I don't know if it'll have tournaments for it.
Okay.
I don't know if it's that fast of a game. Like they were gonna have to make maps smaller and stuff, or make the damage higher.
Okay.
Because I don't think it's. I think I got 13 on one game. Got 13 kills, like 500 something damage.
Dang.
Yeah. So like with a team, and then you're on a team of I think 7 or 6.
Dang.
So it's like with that many people, it's not gonna be hard to find people, but you're going against that many people.
Yeah. yeah. So. Yeah, I'm sure you use some pictures. So pretty much everything that I'm gonna show him will also be up on my Instagram. Cal put it up. So anyway. So yeah, just go and follow me on Instagram to look at all the pictures. 'Cause he'll probably just put up 1 or 2.
I'll put up as many as I possibly can. It might be 1 or 2.
It's gonna be 1 or 2. I have. When I say said. I'm not kidding. I looked at my recents, and here I'll show you my gallery.
My New York trip. I still have pictures from my New York trip that I need to take off. But there's hundreds.
My recents have a total of 314. The top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 290. Wait, sorry, hang on. 290.
I swear I'm going crazy. I had this entire thing planned out, just not well enough, obviously. Because I swear there's a new picture that just came out of Superman in his suit. It's in black and white. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So, David Cornsweat. I love your name, bro. I think our biggest gripe with the Superman movie so far was the fact that it's very comic-y, almost a little too comic-y, but also the fact that his suit was off, right? Am I right about that?
Uh-huh.
So, Entertainment Weekly, or Entertainment Weekly, whatever, I'm going to call it that, came out with a picture of it in black and white. And there have been more pictures of the suit, of him in the suit, where the suit is a little bit more form-fitting, right? Would you believe me if I told you he gained almost 40 pounds while working out for this role?
Dang, really?
Yeah.
Dang.
Like muscling up and all that. People are saying he gained 40 pounds of muscle. That's impossible. But like, I'm not joking, guys. If you want to debate me, it'll take 5 to 7 years to gain that much muscle.
Yeah.
40 pounds of muscle, not meat.
Yeah.
Muscle. So, he definitely didn't gain that much muscle, but he gained that much weight, and people are a little annoyed that the suit doesn't show any of it.
Yeah.
It doesn't show the size of his biceps, none of that. And to me, I understand why they did it. It's supposed to be a homemade suit. We think it's supposed to be a homemade suit, and it's also supposed to be comfortable for, I'm guessing, Superman and David Cornswet, who is the actor for Superman. But I've said this many times. At what point do we stop worrying about the actors being completely comfortable in the costume if it's like a fully formed costume? Right? So, like, if the costume, like, if we take, what's her name? Is it Starlight from The Boys?
Yes.
That's her name?
Uh-huh.
If we take her, that makes sense, right? One, the point of that first costume she has, the, like, is it a unitard?
Yeah.
That costume is, like, specifically sexualized, right?
Uh-huh.
And then she gets the, like, skirt costume, and you can tell that's more comfortable. If I'm thinking about this right.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm doing some math in my head. I have slightly under 200 pictures and videos. That's what I was trying to figure out.
Yeah. So when she gets the skirt suit, you can tell not only is the actor a little bit more comfortable, but the character is a little bit more comfortable, right? So a lot of people are thinking that he's getting a new suit because of how much they've shown of this suit, and two, how baggy it looks. So they're thinking it might be he gets his tight suit after. I don't think so.
No.
I think this is the suit for the whole movie. It's not going to change. If it does change, it's because it gets torn up, and the suit's going to be nearly the exact same as this one.
Yeah.
But I also, because I started this entire thing off by talking about the black and white picture, I also don't like the black and white picture. I think this is a cop-out to make it look like Zack Snyder's. Which, anybody who is a Zack Snyder hater out there, James Gunn, in an interview that came out today, speaks on the fact that he got stuff from Zack Snyder directly. He called him about certain things, which, in particular, the trunks. That's the main thing people had a problem with, right? I didn't have a problem with this. This is classic Superman stuff.
Yeah.
But Zack Snyder, the reason Henry Cavill doesn't wear trunks is because Zack Snyder could not figure out how to make it look good for the movie. And so James Gunn called him and made sure, one, if he had any ideas and how he did it, and two, what was the reason he couldn't do it. And James Gunn had the exact same problem until David Cornswet went in and told everybody, I think the reason Superman does it is to relate to humans and make it seem like a little bit gimmicky and funny. So that's why Superman has trunks. And that is why I think we are not going to see a change in his suit. But it's also why I think the Zack Snyder hate needs to stop, because the man directing this movie literally goes to Zack Snyder for help.
Yeah.
Like we need to stop all of this, okay? Yeah. Because it's gone too far. Now I'm being told that Henry Cavill Superman is the worst Superman ever. I don't think so. For one.
No.
For two, we're being told Henry Cavill Superman and Snyder's DCU or DCEU
Mm-hmm.
is the worst superheroes we've seen in the last 10 years.
Not true.
At all.
They have some of the worst superhero movies we've seen in the last 10 years. But the superheroes themselves, no.
Well, the superheroes themselves, no. But I'm talking about the movies along with the superheroes, too.
Like,
if we
but
took
even
Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Man of Steel.
Yeah, those three all are really good movies.
Great movies.
And then you even look at, like, the director's cut for Batman v Superman. Improves it, like, 10,000 times.
Way better than the actual Dawn of Justice.
And then you have
Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Zack Snyder's Justice League, which the Justice League, can we acknowledge that wasn't good because it wasn't made by him?
The
original?
It was made by him. It's the last half of it got cut out because it was too long.
No,
so
no,
the last part of it
they
isn't made by him.
He couldn't record it. He couldn't finish making the movie because he had family issues. So they had to bring in a different director.
They brought in a different director and redirected the last part of the movie. But the beginning part is all him. Like Batman meeting everybody and all that. That's all him. Until it gets to like the big fight.
Okay.
And so like in the Snyder's cut, the villain looks different.
Yeah.
Like everything's different of that last portion. But it's almost a 1-to-1 at the beginning.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, they did have to switch directors, which did ruin the movie entirely.
Completely. So yeah, they have the worst superhero movies of the last decade for sure.
I don't even think that. I think Marvel has more worst movies of the last decade than DC did.
They have more, but I wouldn't say that their worst movies are worse than DC's.
I think I would. As a movie. If we're talking superhero? No, because Marvel tried staying to the comics.
Well, I mean superhero movie. You kind of have to take the.
But that's what I'm saying. If we're talking about if they're sticking to the part of superhero, I would have to give it to Marvel because they stay more to the comics. Mm-hmm. If we're talking about a superhero movie that just takes the superhero and puts it in a movie, I'd give it to DC more. Because of the fact that DC, and specifically Snyder, tried to dissect superheroes as a whole, where Marvel just tries to make sure they stay correct to the character, which is what people love, and that's what DC is doing now. But I think with Zack Snyder, the direction they were going was good because it was, and people say it wasn't, but it was a creative version of superheroes. Yeah. Like, obviously, superheroes they're already so creative to the point where you can't really get past that. True. Like, if you got past freaking, I mean, we saw it in The Flash. Mm-hmm. The Flash movie. They went past creative. Yeah. Like, they tried to take it outside of what creativity already was, and they tried to, like, push the boundaries too far. They did CGI Supermans with Nicolas Cage and Henry Cavill, and they all looked disgusting. Yeah. Like, it was very creative, but it was a little too much. Yeah. Right? Whereas Zack Snyder's DCEU, I stay by this, and I've said this so many times in videos, it was going to be Injustice, which, in my opinion, is the most creative we've ever got with superheroes, is making them evil. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people are starting to say that, like, in the interview that I watched with James Gunn, he literally says, we weren't trying to, like, make the common thing of making superheroes evil or making them or dissecting them in a way to make them seem bad or like show them more human sides of them. We just wanted to deep dive into them, right? So we're gonna see a more emotional Superman, but it won't be like, oh, do I hate humans? It won't be that, right? But that's what Snyder was doing, and I have to show love to that, because as somebody who is obsessed with superheroes, the number one thing we all love is when a superhero gets their moment to do their shit. For real. No questions asked, and it's always in pure anger. Mm-hmm. Whenever we see, I just started watching Injustice on HBO.
Oh shit, they released a series for that?
No, it's the movie.
Oh, a movie for it?
It's I think it is recent. It's like 2021.
Okay.
But just started watching that. I love it. The Injustice story is my favorite, period.
It's great.
It's probably my favorite superhero story ever. But just the idea of Superman saying, screw you, to the Joker and going right through his chest. Yeah. And the Joker being like, nah, that's a punchline right there. The whole thing is like, dude, in front of Batman, like the whole thing just breaks my brain when I think of these characters would never do that. I love this. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Superman would never do that. There's not one timeline where Superman would just willingly put his hand through the Joker. No questions asked. Till you find out that man set him up to kill Lois Lane. It's like that whole idea was amazing to me.
It was.
And I feel like if Zack Snyder had his time to shine, his real time to shine, where he wasn't getting hate every single movie he put out.
Yeah.
I feel like we would have had a solid Injustice because we would have seen a dark Man of Steel, a dark Superman who already questioned humanity.
Yeah.
We've got to see a Batman who questioned Superman and his humanity. And then we got to see a Joker who was actually not the Joker originally. He was Lex Luthor. Like, that would have been a crazy twist of events where the person who's the rich guy fighting Superman isn't Lex Luthor. It's actually Batman. And then the Joker is actually Lex Luthor because Lex Luthor becomes obsessed with Superman.
Yeah.
Like, that whole storyline would have been amazing.
That would have been,
That's why.
And
that's
quite frankly, thinking about it, if Zack Snyder had that planned out from Dawn of Justice,
if he had it planned out from Man of Steel, I think Dawn of Justice really did.
Let me, because I will say, if that
during
was
the making or when Dawn of Justice came out,
during its making.
Oh, okay.
Like even technically before its making.
Yeah.
That in my opinion would raise the bar for Dawn of Justice simply because I would then approve of it who they had play Lex Luthor.
Yeah,
because I'm like, he's a mid Lex Luthor. He would be a great Joker.
Prime Joker.
That would be great.
Great is an understatement for how good he would be.
Yeah. No, him or the guy who plays Cass. Because have you watched Gotham Knights?
Not all of it, no.
Okay. Well, when you see him start breaking down as Two-Face, because he's who plays Harvey Dent in it. When you see him start breaking down in Two-Face, you're like, bro, he plays a psychotic or psychopath.
Like, let's be real, we probably wouldn't have got
and when he's possessed by Lucifer in Supernatural, if you know, you know, it's such a good performance.
Yeah,
like
if I'm being real, we probably wouldn't have. I'm forgetting his name, but he plays the Joker in Gotham.
The guy who plays Cal.
Yeah.
I'm
forgetting his name.
His name in Gotham is Jerome. I know that. I don't remember his name either, though.
But we probably wouldn't have got that. He probably would have done a few seasons of, maybe a season or two of Gotham, and then he would have.
Put that in.
It's just what I know him best from. And then we probably would have seen him in a Snyder film as the Joker.
Yeah.
And that would have been like
the
DCEU would have been connected to the Gotham series.
Again,
and all that.
I feel like he would have been a great Joker.
Great. I think they passed over so many good Jokers. Why am I not finding him?
I don't know. He might have been at the start. Okay, real quick. While I was there, I showed my grandpa Cobra Kai.
Fire
as
show.
I should.
One of the most cringiest shows ever, but fire.
And I've said this before, and rewatching it just makes me want it more. I'm gonna be honest. Let me get the actor's name, so that way I'm not saying the character. I'll say the character too.
For who? Cal?
Robbie?
Oh, yeah. Tanner Buchanan or something like that. Am I right?
I'm finding out now. Yep. Okay. So
what?
He needs, and I mean needs, to play Jason Todd.
Yeah.
In the DCU.
Yeah.
They get anyone else, I will be disappointed. I don't care if they are a good Jason Todd. He will be the best Jason Todd. He is the best actor to play Jason Todd. Just quite simply.
Oh, this is making me mad. I can't find this man. I can't find this man's name anywhere.
I got it.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. They just put out a Jason Todd comic today, actually, from DC.
Cameron Monaghan?
Mahonigan. That's what they were showing me, was his last name, not his first name. Okay. Yeah, so Cameron Mahonigan or McGonahan.
Yeah, that's it.
Is it?
Yeah. Manganahan.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. The last names are the worst.
Yeah, sometimes.
But they just put out a Jason Todd Batman and Robin comic today.
Oh?
That I've heard is very, very good.
Okay.
From all my peoples on TikTok. Go follow us. We're starting to blow up, guys. We're starting to blow up. We're trying to make a mini community of comicers and people who are actually deeply engraved. There we go.
Yep.
In what we are doing. We're trying to start. I mean, the name is the Suburban Trap House, guys. We need more people. Just period. We need more people because we're the Trap House. We're not the Trap Club. And even if we were the Trap Club, we'd still need more people, guys.
True.
We have like 3-4 people. 5, including the guest we're about to have on in a couple of days.
I don't know who this guest is, by the way, so we're gonna. I was gonna say we're gonna need to talk about that.
We talked about Split
after
Game.
This.
We talked about Switch. We don't need to talk about the new. No, we'll talk about it. We're gonna be scrapping everything we've talked about pretty much.
Okay.
Because I've done some planning
Mm-hmm.
based on what we've talked about.
Yep.
But we're still scrapping what we're talking about.
Okay.
Done some planning. Took some time. He can see it. You guys will never see it. The board's changed.
Yep.
It no longer says 25. It says 26.
Mm-hmm.
Because now we're thinking ahead to the future.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We know this. They don't know this, I don't think. I don't know if we talked about this yet. We have like a year and a half.
Yeah.
Before we're either big or nothing.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try to push out as much content as possible, as best as possible, for you guys.
Yep.
And for us.
So go and follow us on everything because we are locking in
big time. Twitches will be right there.
Yep.
TikTok will be right there. This is not the end of the video, but all of it's up there. Okay, it should be scrolling past right now.
It will also be in the description down below. So after you finish this video, Don't leave till it's done.
If you got to this part, you can kind of leave. It's okay. It's been an hour. You can leave.
It's been a minute.
It's not that big of a deal, but
don't leave.
Don't.
I will find you.
Don't leave. There's no point to. Whatever you're doing right now is not as important as this.
Exactly.
Come on, guys.
Unless you're
doing us. If you're doing us,
pause.
Then that's important. No pause. No pause. This is straight sexual. Straight sexual on every angle possible. Okay.
Yep.
If you're doing something right now, it better be us.
Facts.
Period. Yeah.
Facts.
I don't know. Yeah. Proceed.
So yeah, I have some stuff. So first of all, their yard, I think I sent a snap out saying this, but I felt like I was staying at a resort in their yard.
It looks like you were staying at a resort.
We'll have pictures popping up and videos and whatnot, but
man got to wake up every day and just walk out to a pool.
Yeah, walk out to a pool, a hot tub, and then there was some lawn chairs right.
Now you got to tell me, did you use that hot tub?
Yes, a couple of times.
At night?
Yes.
Okay. I was going to say, there's no possible way you got in that thing during the day.
No way. No. Well, okay, I did technically, but
did it ever reach?
It wasn't on.
How hot was it there?
It got in triple digits for over half the time I was there.
Okay. Good. Because the first day down in Stockton, it was triple digits. And it never got that hot again, but I was like, I know Madden's dying out there. If it's triple digits here on the
honestly, it didn't feel like okay. So I kind of need to put this in perspective for people right now. I lived in Texas for like 6 to 7 years, where it would get up to triple digits. However, we'd have 80% humidity, right? So it was a very wet heat.
Niggas had afros.
So when I was in Vegas, it got up to like I think 110 one day. It felt like it was like 95 to me. I'm not kidding. It felt 90, 95. I was vibing, but I'd go outside for like 10 minutes and just be dripping with sweat, but it didn't feel hot.
Pouring with sweat.
it didn't feel hot. I was just sweating a lot, even though I was like, yeah, it's good weather, but I just start sweating.
I'm not gonna lie, hot weather is the best weather.
I agree.
Of all time.
Agreed.
But
as long as you have a pool.
Yeah. Out of all the 4 seasons, which one would you take away? The reason I say that is because I would take away summer. I like being hot, but I don't want it to be hot where I can't go outside. And if I do go outside, I'm in risk of dying.
It depends on where. Like, I feel like,
let's say
most places, I would probably say the fall.
You're taking out fall?
Just because spring's more of a beautiful season than fall, in my opinion.
Okay,
generally.
That's valid.
And then winter has, snow, Christmas, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then summer is when I go camping, swimming, all that. Fall's kind of the...
But you can do that in fall, too.
Yeah, but it's
fall,
hard.
Early fall is like the best time to go camping.
True, for camping specifically. Here.
True.
Too.
Anywhere.
Because
there's...
If you're going
probably not in Texas.
I was going to say, if you're going to go camping in Texas, it's happening spring.
Yeah.
Like mid to early spring before triple digits start hitting, but still like
it's warm,
mid-90s.
but it's not cold.
Yeah.
But it's not hot.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I say fall, though, because here in fall, that's what it is. It's warm.
Yeah.
It's not hot. It's not cold.
Yeah.
It might rain. It might not rain.
True.
It's like a perfect 50-50 of everything.
Exactly. Anyway, yeah, so I don't have these saved. So
love it when my phone does that.
Come on. Also, fuck off. Okay, great. Okay, so my grandparents had this wall that like went up a decent amount.
Yeah.
So I was using that as like an arm workout every time. Pretty much every day I would go out and get in the pool and go across this in a few different ways, doing stuff like this and just a whole bunch of like other type
Bro,
things.
those
like
back days help you so much more than they help me. It pisses me off. If y'all can see this right now, this man actually has a back. I have freaking bones. That's it.
But yeah,
and we hit the same weight.
Yeah, true. That's so true. Okay, if we're being, I think it's just because my muscles like just form bigger than yours.
No, that's definitely what it is. My body's too freaking.
You have
compact.
dense muscles.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would do that.
My girlfriend.
That's kind of like
my girlfriend's little cousin said that the other day. He was like, I showed him how to do an army push-up. And then I told him I don't do push-ups a lot. Yeah. And he was like, how do you get strong? I was like, what? Look at it. That was like, it confused me for a second because it was like the little kid mentality of this is the only way you can do something. But I was like, I just go to the gym and rock climb. And he was like, huh, it's weird. Because I was able to do more push-ups than it. Yo, little kids are funny. Yeah. Little kids are real funny.
So, but yeah, I would do stuff like this, like working on rock climbing, like form and stuff like that. And then
I'm not gonna lie, I used to do this as a kid.
But yeah, and then
do you ever just go underwater and sit there?
Yeah, Percy Jackson style.
Dude, it's so peaceful.
But yeah, and then stuff like this.
Yeah.
But yeah, just being in the water, it
changes the mentality of working out.
Well, it also just being in the water is a full body workout in and of itself.
Yeah.
And
I know if that was me, you would have sent me in there every day going back and forth multiple times.
Oh, not
for no reason.
Look at this.
Good form.
It's a little challenge I do with myself where I'm like, can I go from one end to the other without popping back up in one breath? I think I only did it like 3 or 4 times, but
you can. You're not breathing though, bro. You got to breathe underwater. You got to.
Well, no, that actually doesn't help me at all.
Really?
Yeah, at all. It does. It makes it harder, actually.
It would keep you underwater though, because you're losing air. Lower your buoyancy.
It would lower my buoyancy, yeah, but I'm able to just control my height naturally. And as long as my head stayed underwater, it didn't really matter too much. Because I kind of grew up in the water, for anyone who doesn't know. Do you remember the...
I don't think anybody from California didn't grow up in the water.
True. But do you remember the one house I had on top of the hill that had the pool?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then...
Just go there all the time.
Yeah, no, so much fun. That's where I actually learned how to swim.
I think that might be where I learned how to swim, too.
Probably.
Either there or the one in Arcata.
Yeah. And then my grandparents had a hot tub a decent amount of the time.
I just started getting lost in rivers all the time.
That's fair. We'd go out to the ocean.
Yeah.
That was my family scene. We had surfboards when we first were living here, so we'd go out to the ocean with wetsuits, surfboards, and
despise the ocean. I can't stand the ocean. It's
very calming.
It's very calming to hear.
I go up to the overlook and I'll just chill out up there, or like out onto the rocks.
Yeah,
go out
like looking at it,
house.
Hearing it, real nice.
Yeah,
being in it, especially the waves.
Yeah.
Now we're talking. You're a little crazy if you think that's peaceful.
Well, I feel like it depends how big the waves are and how you are in it.
If you're surfing, I understand it.
If you're surfing, I understand it. If you're in like a canoe or something and it's not too big of waves, I see how that could be calming.
I can see it. I can see it.
If you are by yourself just floating there and it's just ripples, that could be calming. But once it gets to the point where it's like,
but are you ever gonna have
on
that,
your head?
Are you ever gonna have that moment in ocean water?
Yeah,
I've seen just ripples.
I've seen it. Well, basically, I mean, it's not just ripples, but like because a lot of waves. Because
if we're talking about like,
and just
if we're talking about you're just laying there and you just keep hitting the sand, at a certain point that's gonna get annoying.
Oh yeah, definitely. But like, I mean, like, there's times where I'll be watching the ocean and it'll be like this, like like out by where the rocks like intersect. Yeah. Like if you're just laying out there, like just kind of vibing, like understandable.
I can see that.
So, but like anything above like probably this big of waves, if you aren't on something,
once you're
that's when it
2 feet.
That's when you're trying to build up your lung capacity or something.
Yeah, you're doing something crazy. Like if you're just out there, no rideable.
Yeah,
you're doing something crazy. You're doing something crazy. Sure.
Yeah, and hang on. I don't
know if there I mean, we can talk about Ironheart. I don't personally want to talk about Ironheart.
I don't have any. I literally haven't seen anything about it other than I know it's a thing. I have other stuff to talk about though.
I made an entire video on Ironheart and then deleted it.
Damn.
Like it was up and everything.
Yeah, no, I think I saw it. I saw it release, and I'm like, okay, I'll watch this here in a few days.
Yeah, it was up. And
I didn't get around to watching it before you deleted it.
Took it down the same day. Damn. I had nothing nice to say about it, and then I read the comics, and I have some nice stuff to say about it.
Okay.
But I don't think it's gonna be a good show based off the trailers. Mainly because of the trailers. Like, I think a lot of people's issue is the fact that trailers aren't good, so they think the movies aren't going to be good, or the TV show isn't going to be good. My biggest problem is the fact that they are, putting it out to, I mean, everybody knows this. At least everybody's going to assume this.
Want to roll up another one while we're talking?
They are putting out this movie, I keep calling it a movie because that's what it should be. But they are putting this out because June is the last part of this quarter.
Yeah.
That we are currently in. And it comes out at the end of the quarter. But so
they're trying to get their Disney Plus viewership.
They're trying to get their Disney Plus ratings high at the end of this quarter.
No, not even ratings, viewership.
Viewership and ratings. Because if they're doing 3 episodes as a premiere.
Yeah. You told me about that.
So, like, my big issue is that. And then it also, with that being said, it showed that me saying that shows kind of how lazy the trailers look. That doesn't mean the show will be bad.
True.
You can just tell that they're throwing things together fast.
Yeah.
And I did have a problem with the new Superman trailer that just came out today also.
Okay.
I have the same problem with. I think they're just trying to throw these trailers out a little too fast. And it's semi.
Too fast, or should they just not be out?
They shouldn't. In my opinion, you should do 1 to 2 trailers and you're done.
Yeah.
Superman's on the 3rd trailer, but this trailer definitely spoils.
Okay.
Definitely spoils stuff. So that's my problem with it.
Yeah, understandable.
That's why I don't even have a problem not even showing you. Because it's literally the scene you are most excited to see pretty much spoils it.
Dang. The building's collapsing?
So yeah.
Damn.
It's like opening. It opens with that. So I was like, we can't show this to Maddie.
No.
This will be bad.
That's literally the one scene from the other trailer that I'm excited to see the scene.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
And it's not all of it. Like, they still try to keep you on the edge, but it's enough.
Okay, yeah.
It's enough to where you do get now, because we're kind of all over the place with this part, but I'm excited for this. I'm more excited for the Superman movie after seeing all these trailers, though.
Okay.
Because there was also behind the scenes of David Cornsweet talking to the kid actors, and they're running up to him, and he's like in the suit. He does have a cloak on, so it's like it doesn't give the vibe of Superman as much, but you can see the Superman suit under it, so you kind of still get that that feeling of hope and empowerment from him.
Yeah.
But I think this movie is going to show how much strength Superman actually has on a community. Even though, I mean, we've already seen it between Zack Snyder's movies and how much hate they got, and the Christopher Reeves and all that. Like, we already know how high this pedestal is.
Yeah.
But I think this movie is going to push that pedestal even farther. Even though I don't think it's going to be good to me, I think the overall concept of this movie is going to push the idea of Superman so much farther than it's ever been.
Okay. My aunt ended up getting married. So I have a new uncle, and he's really cool.
Nice.
Here, I'll pull up a picture of that and show you. Because I know I posted it on Insta, but I don't know if you saw it or not.
I know I saw it on Insta.
Okay. Let me scroll down still.
Oh yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I've been missing the podcast episodes.
That's my new uncle.
Mm-hmm.
And then so the first week I was there, my Aunt Melissa and Uncle Donnie were out there.
Yeah.
Or it was like the first 5 days, but they were out there for their honeymoon. Okay. And so I was just mostly swimming and sunbathing for the first week I was there, and that's pretty much it. And then the second week we had 4 things planned back to back to back. So across 4 days. So we had this guy Terry Fader. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's a great impressionist, and he uses puppets to do impressions.
He's a ventriloquist, right?
Yeah. He's a great ventriloquist and impressionist because he does impressions.
He mixes them up.
Yeah. He does both. And it was a very, very funny show.
Which,
then
I'm not gonna lie, his name is so funny to me because it sounds like DER.
Oh yeah.
And then you look over and it's TOR.
Yeah. Also something pretty cool is any souvenirs you bought from his show went towards his charity foundation.
That's
which
scam.
which goes to military and first responders.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I was also like, in a way, if we become firemen, I technically just gave money to ourselves in the future.
Booyah.
If this doesn't work out.
I thought of the other day.
What up?
Firemen are technically the only real first responders.
True.
Cause now something bad happened the other day. Not to me, but we were driving and the whole road was blocked off in the middle of the night, beaming lights everywhere.
Dang.
Right. And as I'm taking everything in that is going on, I see that cops are now pulling up, and we're right behind an ambulance that's pulling up, and the only people there are firefighters. And I was like, if somebody died, because that's what it looked like.
Yeah.
If somebody died here, firefighters can't really do that much.
Yeah, I mean, they have
Like
first aid and
they're
have...
first aid and paramedic, but it's not really for death.
No, it's for burns.
Yeah, like burns, and if I need to
Fire-related things.
Yeah, more fire-related things, and maybe like if somebody got cut, scraped up,
Yeah,
stuff like that, like incapacitated.
Yeah, maybe like a broken leg or something.
Yeah.
I could see too.
Yeah. Now, now, here's the part that threw me off. The ambulance was about 20 feet away from everything, and pulled off to the side and didn't get out. We're in the car behind them. We had to go around the ambulance to get to our turn. We had to go around them, and I started thinking to myself, what the fuck are you doing back here?
Yeah.
Everything's up there. What are you doing back here?
Yeah.
And
That's
then
crazy.
it just started running my mind about like firefighters are the only first responders. Everybody else comes after the firefighter.
Yeah.
Which would imply they're not first.
Yeah. And so after that we went my grandma and Aunt Sharon took me to the Area 51 store that I was talking about earlier. And then we went to that magic show that I was also talking about earlier. That was funny.
Were you able to call out any of the things?
Actually, the best part is he showed everything. That's the best part of it because it's a comedy.
Okay.
It's a comedy magic show.
Yeah.
And so there was 2 tricks that I remember him not showing. One, I was like, I don't know how he did that. And the other one, I knew the trick because it's the coloring book trick for anyone who knows. And it's very basic how it works.
What's the coloring book trick? I've never heard of that.
No?
No.
And so...
Social media has ruined magic, though, I will say that.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, the idea of doing a magic show is now just sleight of hand, basically.
Yeah. But the best part is, so my grandparents didn't realize this. And but my grandparents didn't realize it, and my grandma is someone who doesn't like more mature content most of the time, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So we go in, and after the show, I realized that the sign outside the show has a 18 plus
Rating?
viewership rating, yeah, on it. And so, yeah, this is the coloring book trick, by the way.
You like flip through and it starts coloring itself?
No. So, rude.
Oh, okay.
So, actually, there's 3 portions to it.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to be nothing, and then the outline, and then the colors.
Yeah.
So, he does this trick. So, it's a blank book initially, and then it's the outline, and then for when we added the colors to it, it was porno.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was funny, though.
That would definitely throw me off.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it was crazy. And then, yeah, there were other tricks that I was like, oh, that's not bad. And then he just revealed how it was done. Like, he had this cloth over this thing, completely flat, like, drops a deck of cards in it, or he pulls the cloth up, shoots out a deck of cards, like, you know, the way you do. I'm not gonna do it with these cards. I got Terry Fader cards, though. That's what made me think of it, and I'll show those off in a minute. But he does that behind the curtain, and then he pulls down the curtain, and it's a card pyramid.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, oh, that's not bad. And then he just grabs the thing by the pyramid and walks it over, showing that's all attached, and he just pulled it up.
I do like shows like that, though.
So, like, or like
Those are fun.
there was, sadly I couldn't record during this show. I could record during Terry Fader's, though, so we might have some stuff pop up with that. But,
Terry Fader knows what's up.
for real. But, yeah, another trick he had, it was the bend the spoon trick, right? But on the inside of the box, he called someone up from the crowd,
Mhm.
and on the inside of the box, he had Ben the Spoon, and then on the outside of the box, it said on the back, it said inside the box reads Ben the Spoon. So the crowd knew that he was told to bend the spoon, and he pointed it out to everyone, like, look. And so he
So
kept
this was more
using
like-
people.
This was more like a foolish
Yeah,
type of magic show,
yeah.
where it was like come up and do something that's already been done.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was well, it was more so just like he was leaning more into the comedy than he was the magic.
Yeah.
And so like he had written on the box like applause at the end and stuff like that. So
That's actually
he
cool.
ended up turning whoever came up to help him with the trick into the person who had no idea what was going on. The only person who had no idea what was going on. And then
we need more like that.
Another time.
I want to see a gang of criminals exactly like Now You See Me.
Yeah.
It is possible now.
Speaking of Now You See Me, we saw the trailer for Now You See Me 3.
That's already out.
The movie is?
No. That video that we did.
Okay, yeah.
Jenna is obsessed with it.
Okay.
She saw it and was like, I need to see this, and went and rewatched the other two.
There
And I was
Netflix
like,
actually released both the movies.
Yeah.
And I'm like, good shit. I have
When
them
does it
both
come
on
out again?
YouTube. I think like Q4 of this year, maybe.
Okay. I feel like it comes out in November. Why does my brain?
That would still be Q4 of this year.
I know, but I'm saying that's. I'm just talking about
Oh yeah.
the
yeah.
month.
And then
See. Now this is the problem with Now You See Me 3. Why does everything I'm looking at look like a scam?
actually,
Not one. Well, besides the fact this is Entertainment Weekly.
yeah. Besides where it is, Or where it's
Did they
posted
announce the date?
I thought they did.
November 14th, 2025. Why
Good
am I
shit.
on point with my fucking movies today?
So, I went to Area 15 twice while I was there. The first time I went to the Omega Mart. But first,
I need to see this Omega Mart.
there's some pictures from outside. Oh yeah, just so everyone knows, I did teach my grandma how to use Snapchat. So a lot of these earlier pictures are actually recordings,
Videos.
very short videos. So yeah, but
Some people would say that's better. There's a lot of people that prefer to take videos and just take Snapchat or take snapshots of them.
But yeah, and then there was that car outside.
This is a fucking amusement park.
I have pictures of it. There was this. All of this is outside Area 50. 50.
Hell no. Hell no. You cannot walk in that room too high. Hell no.
Is that?
I'm
So-
so stupid. You know, I read that and read Area 51 the first time I saw it.
I'm not surprised.
I just saw 5-1. I was like,
Yeah.
51.
Yeah.
Easy.
So this here, there was actually a line. You can't see it in the picture, but there was a line, and it said, "Do not touch on the line." And I read that. I'm like, okay, bet. So I crawl under, not touching it.
Valid.
I get my grandma to take a couple of pictures, and then I crawl back out. And after I crawl out, I read "Do not cross," like a foot or two away from the "Do not touch" sign. And I'm all like,
Why would they do that? That shit should be stacked.
actually, I agree. But yeah. And then there's this. And then this is inside. So it is initially just, hang on, let me get.
Wait, okay. Do you walk in and it looks like a grocery store?
Yeah, here. Let
And then
me
you go through that little zigzag thing you just went through, and then it's...
No, not just that. So this is how it looks when you first walk in.
Or is it a secret area?
This is how it looks when you first walk in. And then there's like 4 or 5 different entranceways to this back area. So you can go through a cooler. You can
Is it actually cold in the cooler?
No.
Damn.
Although it is cool in the building
Yeah.
in general. This leads to a tent that you could enter and go in that way. And then there's also, the janitor's closet is a way in to the back area.
As always. Empty janitor's closet.
No, actually.
There was like nothing
Sorta.
in there.
This video's longer.
Oh, okay.
Some stuff on the walls.
Oh,
This
okay.
was trippy because
It just kept going.
I didn't see this until I was recording. But yeah, like mop bucket, there's some stuff in here.
Yeah. I was expecting it to be like jam packed with like janitor stuff, and then you pull that and a door opens and you just walk through.
Not quite.
Like, do y'all remember Doctor Strange when he's in the hospital and they go into the janitor's closet and he opens up a portal in there and leaves, and then the freaking mop falls, freaks out?
Yeah.
Love that scene.
Great scene. And then there's so like I told you,
It doesn't even say it's a grocery store. It's a convenience store.
it's a massive ARG. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So it's very colorful and like a lot of kind of trippy things back there. This looks more 3D on camera than it does in person. I'm going to say that.
Is that a etched glass?
Yeah.
Fire.
They have this whole area like gear.
Bro, I
lighting
know
up
if I was a
thing.
little kid in this place, it would get destroyed. Oh my gosh.
There's this, which is just projected, but that's what I'm sitting in front of in this picture.
Oh, so it's like an optical illusion?
There's a lot of optical illusions actually, because
Love optical illusions. They're so fun.
like, first of all, within the place that you had to find one of the like 5 secret entrances to, there are more secret entrances.
Yeah, nah, bro. I'd get lost so fast.
It all loops back to the same place. It's
Oh,
pretty
okay.
easy to map out in your head. But yeah, there's stuff
That's
like
fire.
that, and then there's like different rooms that have like different stuff in them, like
Yeah, that's fire.
that you can go into. And then is this? Yeah, this is that the? Can you back up? Damn. Yeah. Okay. This is the receptionist.
Okay.
You walk through that locker, and
Mm.
then you find this person, or this robot, and then this is HR.
Okay.
And both of them have a keyboard in front of them.
That's funny. I'm not gonna lie.
Hang on, I'm not done.
Okay.
There's a screen, and you can ask them questions through typing in the keyboard, and
So they just got AI chilling.
pretty much with preloaded answers.
Okay.
Because like you can, HR is the actually useful one. I couldn't find anything that the receptionist did for me that HR didn't do more. But like you would type a name in to HR, and then it would pull up files, and you type in the file name and get like audio logs and.
So this
shit
is like
that.
that Bill thing, the Bill Cipher thing we saw one time.
Yeah, but
Dude, we went
There-
on a freaking
yeah.
trip for that.
and then like there's phone numbers, a lot of phone numbers that you can call from their. They have phones just all throughout, and you can call numbers. They have like a phone booth.
So it's like a real experience.
Yeah, and then like they have these paintings up on the wall, and they have the names, and then does this one show it?
A signature?
Signature and a phone number, and another
another
phone
phone
number
number?
below it. For each painting,
I
there's
l-
like 8 of them.
I absolutely love places like that where
And
it's like a
then
mystery, and then you get to like find
there's
stuff out
this.
as you keep going.
Any guesses what it is?
It's It's not stop motion, but
It's not.
it's framing.
Sort of, but not quite.
I'm trying to figure out what the freaking word is. It's picture motion film.
No.
That's not what that is?
No.
It's not flashing in front of it so it can...
No. Look at what it is. Look at what is hanging down.
Yeah. Hands.
Uh-huh.
Is it a bunch of freaking... Because I'm seeing some hands do this.
Yep.
I'm seeing some hands do that.
Uh-huh.
Is it literally just a bunch of signs?
Sort of. It's sign language.
Yeah.
It's all done in alphabet and sign language. For anyone who doesn't know, my mom's 75% deaf, so I have known the entire sign language alphabet since I was like 5. So I deciphered it.
Okay.
Slightly rearranged the words because I started out the longest word being revolutionary. So my initial decipher was revolutionary act, be myself is a. And then I was like, okay, this is most likely supposed to be myself is a revolutionary act. And yeah. And then...
Damn, I really wanted it to be like the whole thing spins around and just cast like a bunch of hands thrown up signs. That's what I really wanted it to be.
But like...
Damn, my ass was thinking way too deep.
I was in the Omega Mart for like 4.5 hours.
It looks like a place that you could just do that though.
Yeah.
They don't look like... That doesn't look like a place where they're like, sir, you've been here too long.
Yeah, no. Like, I was just kind of vibing in there for a while. And then, after I left, I went walking around a little bit of the main building of Area 15. Let me see. Where does that start? Oh, right. Real quick, this. Probably my favorite optical illusion in Omega Mart.
What's the illusion?
That's the doorway.
Yeah.
That's mirrors around it.
Yeah.
So it looks like it looks like it goes on infinitely and you're walking through a door.
Oh yeah.
Right? Because of how the lights are and just all that. So it's really cool because you first turn the corner and most people will start walking down the middle. So they won't see their reflection in the mirror. So it'll just look like there's just a door just randomly. And then you like go look at to the other side and you see yourself in the mirror and you're like, "Oh, okay." But yeah, so pretty cool. And then they have tattooed meats.
You showed me that. That looked gross. Yeah, you sent me that. That looked fucking gross to me.
Some pictures just around the main building of Area 15. This is one of the cars that they have kind of barriered off, but it's advertisement for their John Wick experience that they have.
Okay.
And then these are just some top-down views of the place because they have like a mini balcony area.
Cool.
Well, up top there's also other stuff to do, but
yeah,
and then just decent amount of shots.
Cool.
It's up top that
I know you definitely sent me that one.
Yeah, it's up top that's I want to record here. I want to record here.
We'll definitely put that one up.
And then yeah, that was the first time I went. Hang on, here we go. Then there's also these in a store. These are sparkling waters.
Okay.
But can you tell? Can you tell
that they're sparkling water?
No. What's on them? Look at what's on the cans.
The enemies?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What about them?
I don't know. It was just interesting because they have like Killua, Ichigo, Gon, like a bunch of different characters, and they're all a different flavor of sparkling water.
That's actually cool.
And they aren't bad. They're like one of the few sparkling waters I'll actually drink.
I think that's what we got from the mall probably last year by now. But remember when we did that? We just got a bunch of them, and we tried them all, and we thought they were energy drinks, but they might not have been.
Yeah.
I think that's what we got. Because I forget what we did with the character cans. I think I threw them away.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, and then the second time I went, I went with my grandma and Aunt Sharon, and we were just kind of walking around getting some more pictures. I did...
Like go-karting?
No. They have a racing pre-sim in Area 15. On top of that, I've been seeing advertisements for a Grand Prix experience that they had opened up in Las Vegas in general.
Yeah, because
so next year
F1's
we're
gonna
probably
be
also
there.
going to that.
You might. I'm not a big fan of Vegas or New York. Since I've been to Vegas twice. I've been to New York once. Not a big fan of either of them.
Vegas I want to go to after I turn 21, just because I'm like,
I'm like once,
which is why I'm saying next year. Like I'm thinking next summer, like a
Yeah.
year from now almost. It's probably when
once
I'm
that
thinking we
hits,
try to
you'll
do that.
probably see us in Vegas at least once or twice. You'll see him more.
Oh yeah, because my grandparents live out there, so
Yeah, I'm just not a big city person.
I feel that though.
Like I really like the outdoors more. So if we're going camping, you'll see me maybe in fucking Vermont. I don't know. You'll see me in the most random areas with a comic book and some music.
Yeah. Yeah, no, what else? So, the reason that I stayed an extra week.
Damn, hella people died. Sorry.
You good, you good.
Sorry, hella people died. Now I'm looking at this. Freaking forgot his name. The like lead singer of the Beach Boys died.
Dang.
Today, and now I'm looking at this and somebody else died.
Dang.
Who? Actor who first said I'm not a doctor but I play one on TV died. I don't think I would want to be known by that. I would not want to be known as like never been a doctor but I played one.
See, it's a great it would be a great bit if like a real like lifer, like someone like started, I don't know, someone like had some sort of injury that they needed a doctor to look at, and he was the only one there, and he's all like, I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV.
I play one on TV. I think I might be able to help you.
Yeah.
They really should. That either means you're not being taught anything and you think you know it, or you have been taught something and you know you know.
Yeah.
Because I don't know any. I've never heard of any actor being like, oh, yeah, I played a doctor on TV, or I played like this medical role, and now I can actually do that stuff.
Yeah.
Unless you're Samuel L. Jackson, who just knows how to clean up dead bodies. Like, when is he going to do that? I don't know, but his house is spotless, I guarantee.
I need to go back over here. So, yeah, right. So, I ended up chipping one of my molars. I want to say about a month and a half ago, maybe even 2 at this point, and it didn't. I was like, whatever, it's not like hurting me or nothing. Up until like not even a week before I left. Like it was a few days before I left that it started like hurting. And so while I was down there, my grandparents' dentist had this thing where I could go in and get x-rays done for $60. And so I got those done, and they said that I had to get a root canal and crown. So
root canals where they drill into your shit, right?
Yeah.
Pull out all the gunk.
Yeah. And
hate those.
They actually, to be precise, they take out the nerves.
Yeah.
So that way it won't hurt. And so yeah, and there was one person who could do a root canal that goes in once a week. But their Thursday, before I was originally supposed to leave.
You got to be grade A to only come in once a week.
Yeah. Well, it's there. I'm sure he goes to other places in Vegas.
Okay.
Which is why it's only once a week, most likely.
Because
that's
crazy.
There's only one dentist in all of Humboldt County that can do a root canal. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
I called around here to be like, to try to figure out what the price.
I went to the dentist, but I remember there's not many.
No, yeah, but I called them to like try to figure out the price, and I called the like low income dentist around here, and they were all like, yeah, there's one person in the entirety of this county that can do root canal.
Why are we specializing in that? Why are there why do people specialize in that one thing?
The reason why, if we're being fair, is because root canal, you're trying to pull out the nerves of a spot that's so close to the brain.
Oh, okay.
So, like, it's why whenever you have a toothache, it will go up through past your ear and like start giving you a headache, like in your head.
I've ever had a toothache. I had hella cavities as a kid, but ever since then I never had I didn't even have a toothpick when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I can remember.
Yeah,
least.
the only toothaches I've had was this one, and then like not the day after, but like 2 days after, my fucking wisdom teeth started to bother me, so I'm gonna need to get those pulled. But Medi-Cal should cover that, according to the dentist in Vegas.
A long ass time, I didn't know what the fuck wisdom teeth were.
You didn't?
Nah, because I was like, okay, if your wisdom teeth grow back here and your molars grow back here, where the fuck do your wisdom teeth go?
The gap between the back of your jaw.
I know. But I was like,
your teeth.
I was like, where the fuck? Where the fuck would they go? And then I found out. I don't even know if like when they're supposed to grow in or anything like that. So I don't even know if I have them. All I know is I got teeth growing in. And they're not annoying.
Like
no, they don't
I mean,
mine
didn't bother me till after this was fixed, and then it started to. But yeah, and so the next time he was in after I got my X-ray was gonna be that Thursday, but he was fully booked that day, so I had to go in a week later, and I was supposed to be coming home that next Monday.
Yeah.
And the next time he was in was going to be the Friday after I was supposed to leave. So we ended up pushing me back, coming back an extra week, so that way I could get that dealt with.
At least you got dealt with.
Yeah, true.
That's good.
And the reason why is because it was going to be cheaper doing it there than anywhere else, because they have this
makes a lot of sense.
They have this thing where if you pay, I want to say it's like $200, you get like a discount. Plan basically. And with that, it took the total of from $6,000. I'm not kidding. The original total was $6,000 down to just below $3,000.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
So I was like,
the fact it's even that expensive, anyways.
Although the crazy thing is, you fly out to Uruguay, $70 for a root canal.
Yeah, because I'm like,
and crown, I think, but I might be wrong.
I don't know if a lot of people know this, but the reason hospital bills are so expensive is because we're basically paying for equipment.
Yeah.
Not even pills or anything.
Yeah.
Like.
No, I think because I got antibiotics while I was
crazy.
Waiting to get the root canal done, and that was only like $10, $15, something like that. It wasn't. Yeah. It wasn't much.
And even then, when we get like prescription drugs, that's still expensive.
Yeah,
like
they can
be crazy expensive also. But most of the time, you're paying for equipment.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I got a fish hook stuck in my finger, and it was like $1,500, and it was because of the scissors they used, which were $15. Do the math.
That's crazy.
Do the math, y'all.
They're upcharging
over 1,000%.
No, that's 100%.
It would be over that though. From 15 to 1,000?
15 to 1,500 would be 100%.
Nah, it's gotta be higher than that.
Well, not 100%. It would be 2 times doubling it. Or sorry, no. It would be times 100.
Yeah, but in
not
percentage,
100%.
In percentage, it would be over that.
Yeah,
because you're adding 15 so many times.
Yeah, true.
You're adding 15 so many times. We're bumping. We're like 500% up.
Yeah,
that's a crazy price markup right there.
They're upcharging at the same amount that McDonald's upcharges sodas.
Pretty much, especially because their sodas are powder and stuff.
Yeah, like a large soda at McDonald's you can make for, I think it's like 0.01 cents. I'm not kidding. Yeah, and they're selling it for $1.
They're selling it for $1?
Yeah, I think unless they raise up the price.
I thought it was more. I thought it was like 2, 3.
They might have, but
you can never trust the dollar menu.
Well, you could.
You can, but that's not their average price.
Well, no, if it's because now it's a $1, $2, $3 menu. That's the thing. Yeah. But I think their sodas are still all $1 any size.
Oh,
I think I might be wrong. They might have upcharged it since the last time I went to McDonald's because it's been a minute. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, yeah, bro. The last time this should tell you how much I drive. Last time I got gas, $4.30. Just got gas today, $5.20.
Damn.
That shit
Damn.
sparked up.
No, honestly, it was crazy to me because my grandpa was talking about how much more expensive gas prices are here in California
Mm.
when we first got back. And I go in to a grocery store to get something for them. I'm looking around. I'm like, yeah, gas price might be $1 more per gallon, maybe $1.50
Here?
in comparison to Vegas.
Okay.
However, any food was like twice as much. I'm not kidding.
Here?
There.
Yeah. Yeah.
So food prices are significantly cheaper at a way higher quality, in particularly here in terms of quality.
Yeah.
But
That's why
in general in California, they're at a lower price for food and generally utilities too, if I'm not mistaken, is cheaper here in California. Whereas the house pricing and the gas, which are the two things that everyone looks at.
Even then, where we live, we kind of have this messed up version of pricing.
True.
Because everything we have, we can get so easily.
True.
Bro, there's a DJ I know.
Uh-huh.
Every week, this man is grabbing mangoes and pineapples right off the tree. Never leaves the country.
Yeah.
Never leaves the country, barely leaves California.
Uh-huh.
We have way too much, way too many luxuries in California.
Yeah.
He doesn't go farther than 2 hours, I think.
Yeah, understandable.
Like, I never heard a story from him where he's like, oh yeah, I went to LA this week and got this fruit. No, none of that.
Yeah, understandable.
He's like, I went up to like Trinidad or something.
Yeah.
And got a bunch of fruit straight off the tree. Tropical fruit.
Yeah. Yeah, let me see.
Yeah, we have it good in California until you go to like the stuff we don't actually need. But we do.
True.
A little bit.
True. So the thing that I'm probably gonna talk about the most is gonna be the way back, because that
we're almost at 2 hours.
Was a bitch. I'm not gonna lie. So, for starters, so there are 2 Greyhound pickup spots within a 5-mile radius of each other in Las Vegas.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I thought it would be closer than 5 miles.
Well, the thing is my grandma was the one who booked the ticket for me. And while my grandpa and I were driving down, I had her text me the tickets, and he took me to one of the drop-offs, the one that's literally in Google Maps, or he has a iPhone, so it's just the maps. But that is labeled as Greyhound bus stop.
Yeah.
Right? So he takes me there, and it's like the main bus stop for the city buses and all that in Las Vegas too. And I'm waiting there for probably about 20 minutes.
Okay.
And it gets to the point where it's about 10 minutes past when my bus was supposed to arrive. I'm like, maybe it's running a little behind. And I go up to a guy, and I'm like, where's the bus that's supposed to be coming here or going? And he's like, the one at 1? I'm like, fuck. Because my bus was supposed to be at 12:15.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I call my grandpa, and he ends up coming back and picking me up. And while he's doing that, I'm looking into like what I can do about this. And essentially what I read is pretty much that if I needed to change something, I needed to do it, I think it was like 15 minutes before the bus arrived, right? So I was like, fuck, okay, I think I'm going to need to spend like another $75, or they're going to need to spend another $75 that I then need to pay them back for this ticket. And so he ends up getting to me, picking me up, and we go down to the other bus stop because I was looking at the Greyhound information, and it was saying the same address as the other bus online. And so we go down there, and it's just kind of this random spot in the middle of downtown, pretty much.
That's what I was expecting.
And so he ends up calling Greyhound themselves, and he's on the phone for anywhere from like I want to say 40 minutes to an hour, somewhere in that range.
Damn.
And about halfway through this conversation, I knew what they were saying, and because pretty much he wasn't understanding them, and I think their accent had something to do with it, probably. And what I could pick up on enough to know what they were saying and like understand most things, except for when it came to them saying addresses, because I don't know areas in Vegas.
Yeah.
So I wasn't able to like piece together that information, but everything else I was. And pretty much they were saying that they could change it if I miss a bus because of something Greyhound did, right? And but also that like
they're like, you cannot change your ticket if you fucked up.
Yeah, exactly.
But if they fucked, we'll give you the.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy.
But and also that because I had asked them if I am able to get to LA because that was my first stop, would I still be able to keep using my other ticket? And she was all like, yeah, you would be able to. I'm like, okay. At that point, I'm like, just hang up. We'll pay the $75 and just buy the ticket. My grandpa didn't listen to me. And he ended up staying on the phone for another like 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
About 5 minutes after I first started telling him just hang up, I was just like, well, I'm just going to get out of the car and let him deal with it. And so we didn't have to pay the money to get it changed, and she had just changed it for us.
So that bus stop you were originally at, it wasn't even a Greyhound bus stop.
It was.
It was?
It was, just not that one.
Okay.
And then here's the best part. That first bus stop is the one we had to go back to for this
new
bus ride to LA.
Why do you have two different bus stops?
That's in particularly two Greyhound bus stops within a 5-mile radius.
Yeah.
I would understand if one's in downtown, or sorry, technically one was in downtown. One was at the bus stop and one's in like North Las Vegas. I'd be like understandable because
you have like two on opposite ends.
Yeah, but it's a 5-mile radius. Like one's middle of downtown and one's like right outside of downtown.
Both of these from each other.
I mean, it would take like an hour and a half, but yeah,
barely.
And so yeah, I end up going back and I get there and one of the ground buses like pulls up right when I get there or is already there. I don't remember exactly what. And I'm thinking it's a different one because it's only like 2 at this point, right? Well, like, okay, I'm assuming.
Wait. So are you telling me that the Greyhound bus you missed just circled back around?
No. It's a different bus.
Okay, because I was going to say,
Completely
if
different.
it was on their schedule to literally just go to this bus stop, I would be so pissed off.
No. So because the first one I was supposed to catch was at 12:15, and then the second one I was supposed to catch at 2:45. So I'm expecting to have to sit around for an extra like half an hour, 45 minutes waiting for this thing. Someone comes up and he's all like, "What bus are you waiting on?" And I'm like, "I'm waiting on the one that comes at 2:45." And he's like, "That's this one." I'm like, "Wait, what? It's barely even 2. It's like 2:15 at this point." And he's like, "Yeah, that's this bus." And I go up and I'm like, "Is this bus to LA?" And they're like, "Yeah." And so I scan my QR code, get on the bus. The only bus I had a window seat on, and I slept through the entire thing because it's 2:45. I having on any sleep and
probably the most boring view also.
Yeah,
on
true.
the way back to California.
And so I passed out, and then I end up waking up shortly before we get to LA. And
oh yeah, and you're going to LA, definitely a boring view.
Yeah. So we get into LA, and I get off the bus. I walk around for a minute because I'm not sure if the pickup's the same spot as the drop off, but I get told that it is after asking a guy.
It should be, bro. I hate it when companies do that.
No, yeah, I agree.
Or like
and
in
so
the airport when you gotta like sprint.
No, yeah,
to get to the next one.
But I initially my first bus ride would have dropped me off in LA at 5 a.m. and I would have had to sit there for 6 hours waiting for this next bus. Would have actually been 7, by the way. I'm going to get into that.
Fuck that.
Luckily, because I took the later bus, I only had to wait around for 3 hours. Again, I'm about to get into that. So, I ended up waiting around. Me being me, I ended up pretty much completely stopping rolling, which is why I stopped sending videos of me smoking spliffs, because I didn't have the weed, because I was saying for an extra week. I was like, I can't do this. I don't have enough weed for this. So, the day, like Monday before I left, I rolled up 2 and I smoked one, that like 5, I think 5, 6, and then I smoked the other one in LA, and I get up, walk out a little bit, look around for no smoking sign. I don't see anything. Okay, I'm like, okay.
No smoking sign in LA.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, no smoking sign.
Especially
cool.
outside.
So I'll just go, and I sat down, and I went and I sparked up, smoking for, I don't know, like 3 or 4 minutes, and then this guy ends up walking up, and he's all like, sir? And I'm like, yeah? He's like, can't smoke in this area. If you're going to smoke, you have to go over there. I'm like, okay, cool. So I grab my shit, go to the other side of the street, and I smoke that. And then I end up going back, and the bus that's supposed to take me to Sacramento shows up on time initially, but they have to go and get gas. I don't know what took them so long, but it took them almost an hour to get gas and get back.
So
yeah,
they pulled up to the bus stop.
They got there, kicked everyone off the bus,
and was like, all right, we got to go get gas.
We got to get gas. And left, was gone, said that would take 20 minutes, was gone for almost an hour. Get back, and then, like, is hella, like, picky about everything. He ends up walking out, it's all like,
that's strange.
Everyone in a single file line, and he ends up walking to this one area, and then he's, like, doing something, and then he ends up walking out and walking down to the opposite end of the line, which is, like,
single file.
30, 40 people at this point waiting to get on this bus.
I feel like we skipped over single file. Like, what kind of military type?
Yeah.
What the heck?
And then he ends up going back to that same spot, which everyone's in a line, like, I don't know, probably the edge of this table to here, away from the bus.
Okay.
All right? And he's standing, like, back over here by this thing. If I'm the front of the line, this thing would be, like, I guess more like your back there, right?
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit back in the line, because my phone, when he first pulled up, was at 1%.
Okay.
And I had just powered it back on to scan the QR code. And when one of the guys was like, he's going to be going to get gas, he'll be back in about 20 minutes. So I was like, my phone's almost dead. Can I just have him scan my QR code real quick? And the guy literally just repeats what he said to me. I'm like, not what I... Like, yeah.
Yo, I'm so glad I don't have to take Greyhound when I go down.
I was like, I don't care. My phone's at 1%. I got lucky in that a guy ended up coming up and was all like, I can take a picture of it for you? I'm like, bet that's crazy. That saved me. But especially because the ride out there, I didn't have a working charger port. Either behind me or the one I was sitting at. Luckily,
in the trenches of buses, bro.
Actually, luckily,
they had you line up.
Yeah,
that's crazy, bro.
And then
hold up, we'll be back 1 hour later.
Actually, and then we end up getting on the bus. Sadly, I have aisle seats for the next 2 buses I get on, and this bus ride is a 8-hour-long bus ride,
and it's stacked.
It's pretty full. Like. I had someone sitting next to me the entire time. Someone would get off, and then at most, I don't think I even had a stop time. Like, I think someone got off, and someone else immediately got on and sat next to me.
Damn.
Except
and there were no open seats? You too nice.
There were.
You too nice. That's what that is.
Well, this guy was also, like, before we got on the bus.
I've never had somebody sit next to me.
Before we got on the bus, this guy was, like, making sure everyone, like, was sitting in the right spot. Like, making sure they knew their seats.
So you had to, like, you got a seat.
Well, yeah, because,
a number and everything?
Yeah.
Damn.
That's how Greyhounds work now.
Damn.
So
when the fuck did Greyhounds become airplanes?
like,
what is this?
well, okay. The thing is depending on both your driver and how full it is, depends on how lenient it is. Because my drive from Vegas to LA, I literally could have sat wherever I wanted, really, and I don't think anyone would have cared.
Yeah, that makes sense.
My ride from sorry, not Portland. Well, yes, Portland, but
Sacramento?
No. I am talking about Oregon when I went out there to visit my brother.
Oh. From or to?
Huh?
From or to Oregon? Just say that part.
Well, going both to and from Oregon, but I don't think we had, or at least the driver didn't really care about assigned seats, because I literally
I take Amtrak and there's never assigned seats.
Yeah.
Like it's only like don't take a random seat. Well,
Yeah.
no, it's literally take a random seat no matter what. And then if it's filled up completely, they'll just be like, take a random seat. You're gonna be squished. Deal with it.
Yeah. But yeah, like my trip, both to and from Oregon, they just scanned my card and I got on and I just kind of sat wherever.
Yeah.
So both those trips, I had both seats to myself because it wasn't that full either.
Greyhound sounds them niggas sound diabolical, bro.
Well, yeah.
At least
and
give me
then
some snacks.
Yeah, and then he ends up walking over there and starts scanning people's codes. But the first person he scans is a woman in a wheelchair. So that takes an extra like 5 or 10 minutes for us to start loading onto the bus because of this. Because it's a really old person.
Yeah.
So they're taking forever to get on the bus, and once they're on the bus and they're seeing everything, yeah. Anyway, so
whole process.
Yeah, I don't blame that person, by the way, at all. And then eventually we get on the bus, and we're going, and I swear this man has no sense of the idea of he's behind on time.
Yeah.
This man is running an hour behind.
Yeah.
And every stop we are waiting like 5 to 10 minutes.
To see if people come up?
Both to see if people come up, also because people would like get off the bus and go and smoke and whatnot. But this man wouldn't be like, "Yo, we don't have time for this. Just stay on the bus for now."
When the fuck did that start happening?
That's always been a thing. Like pretty much any stop you could just get off, unless it's a flex bus.
Well, no, I understand
they're
that.
a lot more strict on it.
I understand that, but I've never heard of a bus being like, "Oh yeah, we'll wait."
Well, yeah, I mean,
like we're talking about two different buses right now.
Yeah.
But on Amtrak, it's literally like you're on or you're off.
Yeah.
One of the two.
Yeah.
And the only time people took long is to get their bags off.
Mm-hmm.
And then we did have a wheelchair lady the most recent time.
Yeah.
So that added like an extra 30 minutes. But it was like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I could not imagine somebody getting off, taking a smoke break, and the driver waiting for them.
Yeah. But then, so here's the crazy thing. We're running an hour behind.
Mm-hmm.
I'm supposed to have only a 50-minute wait from when this bus is supposed to arrive to the bus stop, and when my next bus from Sacramento to Redding is supposed to leave.
Nah, bro.
And that next bus, if I missed it, the only other bus I could have caught would have been at 10 a.m. the next day.
Nah, bro.
My parents would have just driven down and got me anyway, but still.
Yeah.
Besides,
that's like a 2-3 hour drive. But
yeah.
Still, that's diabolical.
Yeah.
That
and so this man, I guess, takes a shortcut or something and is able to cut off like 15, 30 minutes off the trip. Because I arrive with like 10 minutes to spare.
Okay.
So I get there, and then after all that stressing, because I was like, I don't know if I'll make it on time. Like, based off of everything I'm seeing.
I hate that with buses, bro. The only time they're ever like, I'm not going to wait for something.
Yeah.
Is when you're like, just wait for a little bit.
Yeah.
Just wait for a little bit longer.
Or because the Flex bus was one that I'm like, they were a lot more strict on it, but at the same time, it was a lot more efficient. Where I'm like, where I was like, if I was on this bus initially for that ride from LA to Sacramento, I wouldn't have been stressing. I can almost guarantee that, because they were like, when we stop, don't get off. We will give you a couple stops because we're nice, but we aren't actually supposed to give you any break time.
That's why I'm like, bro, when the fuck did that shit start happening? When did this
But
get put in the program and I missed it?
Yeah, it's a Greyhound thing.
Okay.
Specifically because
Greyhound does go like cross country though.
Yeah.
So it makes more sense.
The Flex bus it was a lot more strict on and just like, go.
Yeah, because I'm like.
So, but we did have one stop like almost like basically immediately, like 40 minutes into the ride, and then we had other stops, but no one could get off unless they were getting off.
When I go down south, we get one stop and that's it. Besides, like one stop where everybody gets off, we like go get food and we come back. I think in like 30 minutes. And chill. So I don't even eat my food out of the bus.
Yeah, no, and yeah, that was a stressful trip.
Yeah, it sounds like the end of your trip was more exciting than the rest of it.
Well, I also saw the new Mission Impossible.
How was that? I'm not a big Mission Impossible fan.
It was pretty good.
I haven't seen
say
nearly any of them.
You don't really need to for this movie. Kind of like how Cobra Kai does it. They give you the flashbacks that you need.
Okay.
So they show you like they'll show you like clips of this person from previous movies.
Yeah.
So that way you're like, okay, they were in a previous movie. People know about them.
The marketing for that movie was a little annoying and kind of corny. And there were so many things that were like, yeah, guys, he's doing his own stunts. Like, yeah, we know. Like, that's like the only reason people go to watch these movies now is because we know he's doing his own stunts.
Yeah, no, it was also a very stressful movie to watch in theaters.
Did it
specifically in theaters?
Because of the movie or because of the environment you were in?
The movie.
Okay. Because I was gonna say, was it the movie? Like the movie did it, right?
I think it's a mix of the movie and it being on such a big screen.
Yeah,
and like how loud it is.
Anytime we go and see a movie in theaters, I'm always locked in.
Yeah,
even if I don't like it.
Except Craven.
Yeah. Well, that was because it was like midnight though. We really went to go see the premiere of that one.
True.
And we're never doing that again. We're always gonna go on Friday nights now because that shit was horrible. At least for me. You had a good time, but
yeah,
I was out, bro.
No, we need to fill you up on some W before we do. That's all it is.
That too, but I think we were on it. We had just got done finishing a W shoot, I thought.
Was that the same night?
It was either that or that was the week before we did the W shoot. But yeah, we saw me, Jenna, and my mom saw Lilo and Stitch, as you guys saw on the other episode we have.
I also saw. Hence how I know I got fired. I'd come and beg for my job back.
Yep. He took 2 weeks off. Okay, almost 3. We had to fire him, guys.
Well, no, it was 3. It was 2 weeks, and then I had to extend it.
By the time of that video coming out, it was planned to be to be a week.
2.
It was planned to be 2. See, this is what I'm saying. I'm a bad boss, bro. I fired you and I didn't even know why. I fired you and I didn't even know why. But we saw Lilo and Stitch. I was interested in the movie during the movie, but it was dog shit.
Yeah.
And I've already talked about how I'm more excited for Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the second trailer?
No.
I don't think you want to, do you?
Okay. Probably not, no.
Okay.
Based off what you...
Because Superman is doing the right things with the trailers, just showing too much, in my opinion. It's getting me excited to watch the movie, and now I do think it'll be better than I originally thought.
Yeah.
But I'm still like, you've shown me almost everything I need to see.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, little... So, another movie that I watched at my grandparents' house while I was there is a movie called Shooter. Have you seen it?
Shooter? I've heard of it.
It has Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I might have seen it. I might not have seen it.
It also has Susan from the Fant Force Stick.
Oh, okay. Also from Zoom, if anybody's seen that.
Oh, I actually didn't realize she was in Zoom.
She plays an invisible person.
Fits. Anyway, there's also I don't remember his name from Ant-Man, but the guy who goes on tangents.
Oh damn, I don't know his name either. But
I'm finding it right now. Hang on. Luis and Ant-Man, aka. I don't want to Americanize it. I'm gonna let you read it.
Michael Pena.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest. It was the first name I was worried of Americanizing. I wasn't sure if it was Michael or not.
It probably would. It probably is.
I
can make the joke, but I'm not going
to. But yeah, he's in Shooter also as an FBI agent.
Okay.
And
I know they didn't give this man Mark Wahlberg the name Bob Lee Swagger.
Yes, they did. They did.
That's a crazy name.
It is.
And everybody else has normal names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really good movie though.
Kate Mara, yeah, she was in Zoom.
Yeah.
What would you give the movie on a rating?
I would say for its category and how they do it, I'd probably say a 9.
Okay.
Maybe an 8.5, somewhere in that range.
It's actually pretty good, especially for movies like that.
No, yeah, because it's. I don't want to spoil it just because I want it. My grandfather spoiled it for me, so I kind of want to see your reaction to it.
Was it a whole big flip the switch type movie, where it's like a big build up and then they immediately flip it on you?
Not quite.
Okay.
Yes, it is, but it's not a long build up.
Oh, okay.
So it's like really within the first 30 minutes, they show you that switch, and then the rest of the movie is about what
happens.
About that switch.
I like that actually.
It's really good, and I wanna show it.
There is a movie I watched yesterday or the day before yesterday.
Yeah.
That does that. It's okay. It's been getting a lot of love recently because people like the ending. I like the ending actually. The movie is 2 hours long.
What movie?
It just came out. It's called Straw.
Okay.
From Tyler Perry. It's on Netflix, so you can watch it.
Okay.
And I'm not going to spoil it, but I will tell you, I predicted it in 30 minutes, skipped to the end, and that's when I found out the twist. The twist is from the 30 minutes I predicted, the entire movie, to the last, I think it was like 20 minutes or something like that. It's basically just, you already know what's happening.
Dang.
They tell you exactly what's going on in the beginning.
Okay.
And then the rest of the movie is just a bunch of people being idiots, basically. In my opinion, that's all it is.
Okay.
If I told you what it is, I would spoil it for you. And I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So you have the experience. I just, especially because the movie just came out. So I like if it was a different movie, I'd spoil it.
No, yeah.
Pretty fast. But
yeah, the only reason I'm not spoiling Shooter right now is just because I want to see your reaction to it.
Yeah, I'll probably watch that. Taraji P. Henson is in it. It's a Tyler Perry movie about a woman. I'm not gonna say the other things everybody's been saying. It's about a woman. Her color doesn't matter. We all know the color of Taraji P. Henson. It's about a woman who is on her last straw. Right? And she goes to cash her check, and everything goes wrong from there.
Okay.
And that's basically all I can say. But from what you see, they literally tell you everything. Everything. They tell you it's not they don't do it in the way of like, now you see me, where it's like, oh, everything's happening and we're finding it out as it's going on, and then plot twist, here's actually how it happened.
Yeah.
It's not that.
And it's I'm assuming it's not done Red Notice style either.
It's not done
cuz I feel like Red Notice did it well because they did it subtly.
It was Red Notice was a fun plot twist.
Yeah.
Right? And it was very subtle. This stuff is subtle if you know mental illness.
Okay. Because
of the fact that, like, if I went back and rewatched it, I'd probably see it again. But I did feel really bad for Taraji P. Henson's character. Basically, her child is sick. She's low on rent. She can't pay rent. She gets kicked out the same day. And then she can't pay for her child's books. It's like like a build-up of shit, right? And then at the end, we get the plot twist. But the plot twist is not what I predicted. I just was like, she's gonna go in, do her thing. The thing's gonna happen. I'm trying my best not to spoil.
No, yeah.
The thing's gonna happen. If any of you have seen it, you know what's happening. But I predicted it. And when I found out that the rest of the movie was basically just sitting inside the bank, I was like, "This movie is so bad." Are you like it? I probably have to rewatch it because I skipped over an hour and a half of everything.
Damn.
I watched the first 30 minutes and didn't watch shit else until the very end. I skipped the rest. I literally was like, I don't need to see the rest of this. Skip. Got to the last part. I was like, let me see how it ends. Plot twist. I literally clicked on the plot twist. I was like, what the fuck? It was generally the first movie I've ever actually said, what the fuck?
Yeah.
To, but still not good. To me.
Okay.
To me. Yeah. I can't get over it. I wish I could spoil it for you because it would literally be like, these people are actual idiots. Like everything that happens in it, it's like, bro, you don't have a brain. Just like ask this one simple question and it'll all be over. And then if we talked about Taraji P. Henson's character, it would just be like, I get you're freaking out, but just say this one thing and you'd be fine.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna start spoiling if I get into it. Another movie we watched was Final Destination. Jenna, don't be mad at me. I know we did a whole episode that is not gonna be aired. It was good. That's all I'm gonna say. It was good.
Okay.
It was good. They had a character I liked, and it wasn't really like the other Final Destinations, but it was in the whole concept of it.
Yeah, it had the same vibe.
Yeah.
But it took.
But Sinners. I don't know if you want to see that. But our boy, Ryan Coogler, director of Black Panther, because I'm not going to say the other Black Panther movie he directed. Director of Black Panther, cooked big time. Cooked big time with this.
Oh, yeah, no. Him and Michael B. Jordan, yeah.
Yeah, and Haley Steinfeld. Yeah. Yeah. Plus it's singing. It's semi-musical. It's not a musical, but it's semi-musical because they have people singing at certain parts.
Okay, yeah.
Well, actually, no. This is basically a musical. It just does musicals the way people want musicals to be done. They don't want the, like, randomly going out and singing. It's like they're in a club type of area. But I'm religious. My girlfriend's religious. This movie is top tier.
Okay.
Because it talks about religion. It plays into religion, but in the opposite ways.
Okay.
So the people who talk the most about religion specifically are the vampires because it's a vampire movie. The vampires are also mostly white people.
Okay.
Right? So it's kind of like corruption if you look at it. I'm not going to go too deep on anything because the entire movie I was explaining stuff to my girlfriend because her and her family are way deeper into that side of religion than I am. Right? So me and you go on multiple tangents and conspiracies and theories of all these different things, right? But since I'm more open with the idea of it all, I was so glad I was able to explain everything because I could tell the look on her face was like, this is mocking so much of my religion.
Oh, man. There's...
Don't get into it.
There's some shows that... No. There's some shows. Like I'm kind of curious because has Jenna seen...
I don't know if she's seen Supernatural, if that's what you're going to say.
Not Supernatural. I know.
Okay.
I know she's seen Supernatural. Do you know if she's seen Lucifer?
I think she has. Actually, I think she's seen Lucifer and Supernatural.
I know she's seen Supernatural.
Because y'all talked about
that was the whole thing.
I think she's seen Lucifer.
My only thing with that is... Because I feel like Lucifer does it, too.
Yeah.
But, like...
Yeah.
I feel like
I think any
both Lucifer
TV
and
show
Supernatural kind of do it.
I think any TV show or movie is allowed to do that.
Yeah.
I think if you're more like a comedian, you probably shouldn't. If it's supposed to be something on screen that is depicting, especially historical, I'm not saying Supernatural or Lucifer is historical.
Yeah.
But for Sinners, it's more historical, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's more based in the reality of what would have been, I forget what year it's supposed to be set in. But it's like old timey, right? So like slaves are just starting to come out of slavery.
Okay.
So there's still racism. So it's still gonna be more of like a strong racist view with religion and all that.
Yeah.
So like that didn't bother her or me. It was the parts where it's like the head vampire is basically the devil. Right. And he's talking about religion, but as the way most Christians would see religion. So the way he's talking about religion is the way most Christians actually view it.
Yeah.
So that's where it would be like, are they trying to mock Christianity or something like that? Well, I mean, you could go into that, but luckily I'm sitting there, somebody who is religious and who likes to deep dive into these things.
Yeah.
So I was able to basically explain some of the stuff they were thinking and how they were going about it, and how, yes, they're showing this view of it, but that is because a lot of things before now, like before the modern era of time, that's how they were viewed.
Yeah.
Like, realistically.
Yeah.
And then they have hoodoo, which people thought was voodoo, and it's not.
Yeah.
It's like I call it the healing magic instead of voodoo, which is dark magic.
Yeah.
So like there's so much stuff that it wasn't even controversy. It was just I was seeing it when the movie first came out. I was seeing that people were iffy on it. And from me to y'all, which y'all don't need to trust me as a person who's religious, but trust me as somebody who loves movies and who wants everybody to understand stuff like this.
Yeah.
Right? And even if you don't go and understand it, at least you watched it and at least you tried.
Yeah.
You know? It's like that type of thing. And it's not even preachy. The movie is called Sinners because everybody is a sinner, and the main character's father is a preacher who's also a sinner because he doesn't accept his child for playing music. So it's like this whole roundabout thing.
So it's like a more a non-Disney-fied Let It Shine.
No.
No?
But yes. If you added vampires.
Yeah. With vampires.
If you added
non-Disney-fied with vampires.
Because it's not like he's doing like a competition or anything like that.
Yeah.
He just wants to go play music, play the blues specifically, out in the world, and his dad's like, that's demon.
Yeah.
That's devilish, right?
Devil music.
Which, like, if we look at the music industry today, we can say that pretty heavily.
Yeah.
Like, the only people who aren't really doing weird stuff are independent artists.
Yeah.
Like, I want to say Imagine Dragons, Rin. I know Rin is.
Yeah.
There's a rapper I listen to, La Russell. Russ is a big one. I think JID just went independent for a little bit. Like, he just split off from J. Cole and all that. So, like,
good shit.
There's more independent artists that we barely have heard, that we've heard of a lot.
Yeah.
That were tied to industries for a long time. A big one is John Bellion.
Okay.
A big one is John Bellion. I'm about to show you his album.
Okay.
I'll show you his album very soon because, oh my gosh. Actually, we'll talk about it here. That is who and what our guest show will be about, is music and albums and theater and stuff like that. Because the person we're bringing on just graduated college for musical theater. So it'll be...
Is it the only person that
You can say their name if you want. If you think of the right if you think of somebody, they might get offended if you think of the wrong person.
They might.
But they might.
I'll wait.
Okay.
I'll wait.
But yeah, I think Sinners is probably the best example of everybody is a sinner if you are religious, because that's what if you are religious, that's what you most likely think. Hopefully, that's what you think.
You know,
if you think there's one side of people who aren't, you're probably not religious in the way I think you are.
Yeah, right. In my opinion, like, any show that deals with some form of a religious aspect, even to an extent, Seven Deadly Sins, could be seen as making fun of Christianity.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if you're okay with Supernatural, Lucifer, Seven Deadly Sins, show like that, I'm like,
if we're not gonna lie,
really shouldn't have an issue with this.
I think a lot more Christian movies, like, that are from like Christian companies and stuff like that. I think a lot more of those shows would mock on accident. Because they would show, like, they might show somebody walking on water. Or something like that. Or like they're showing like an angel come down. Like, they're showing visual depictions of certain things. That most people would be like, you're mocking, but since they're labeled Christian company, then it's like it changes things.
Because, like, Seven Deadly Sins, you have the Holy Knights versus
there's so many different...
You have the Ten Commandments.
There's so many different people, there's so many different shows and movies that use it as a great aspect.
And then, like, Lucifer, it's like a whole gimmick and half of it.
That's like the whole thing.
Like, whenever someone says "Dear God," he's like, "Don't bring God up and don't bring my father." Into this. It's great.
One movie that I really like that does it is a horror movie called Seven, and it's about the seven deadly. It's about the seven deadly sins.
At least,
great movie. It's literally just talking about, like, all the sinful things you could do. So it's like that movie could highly be. You could say that movie's based in
Christianity or whatever religion you want to call it.
It's kind of funny because in Supernatural, the 7 deadly sins are really high-ranked demons.
Yeah.
And then the 4 Knights of the Apocalypse are kind of like their own type of being.
Yeah.
Like, just in general.
Mm.
And then...
But even, fuck, I had it for a second. Never mind.
But I will say, I do appreciate when shows... Because I feel like something that a lot of... That, like, is acknowledged but not really fully understood by a lot of Christians, I feel like shows like Supernatural kind of portray well, is that Lucifer is still technically an angel.
Yeah.
He might be the devil, but he's also still an angel.
So the fallen one.
Yeah. One of the ways that Supernatural portrays it is that Lucifer still has to get permission to take over someone's body like any other angel.
Yeah.
Whereas demons can just be like, you're mine.
Yeah, that's like the main thing. Again, we're gonna try not to go too deep.
Yeah.
With this, we're not over. Actually, guys, we've never gone over on time. Let's be real.
There is no such thing.
There
as
is no
over
such
on
thing
time
as time on this podcast. There's no such thing as time.
True.
There's come on.
True.
Time is a concept, a social construct of mentality.
Facts.
Time. Hold on, that's kind of spitting though.
Time, in the words of Miles, time is relative.
Yeah.
In the words of Miles, which is in the words of Einstein, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Time is relative.
Yeah.
So, are we late or are all of you just early?
Who knows?
Questions. Also, real quick, since I brought up Miles, genuine question. Do you think it would have been better? Because I think it would have been, personally. This would have made me like Across the Spider-Verse more as a part 1.
Okay.
If when Miles shoots Miguel off the train,
yeah,
he says, "Hey," and that's it.
I think we've talked about that.
I'm gonna do my own thing.
Yeah, we've
with
talked
like a
about
solid
that.
pause there.
Yeah,
because I'm like,
I think
call it back.
The hey would have been better.
Just call it back.
What does he say? He just does it, or he's like,
I'm gonna do it my own way.
That's what he says.
Yeah, that's where that line comes from.
Yeah, no,
something along those lines. That might not be a word for word, but it's something along those lines.
Good scene, especially the camera angle they use.
No, yeah, it is
the animation style they draw that in, and the angle they make it.
I've rewatched Into the Spider-Verse twice so far, and rewatching that scene, I've noticed
The leap of faith.
No. Great scene though. When he says "hey" to Fisk and blasts him back and whips him and then flips him towards the button. When he does that, it cuts to an angle of him, and behind him, like right here, it has "hey," and then it cuts back, and right to the left of the screen, it says "hey" written, and then like a foggy particle effect.
That's cool.
And then he launches him back. It's so
That's
clean.
cool. That's cool.
So clean. I swear I could rewatch that movie like 50 times, notice something new every time.
That's definitely how they have it set up. Going back to, this might be our last thing, because we are this is a long episode.
Yeah, I'm shutting these off. And
going back to being late and on time. Stranger Things has announced their newest season.
Dang.
That will be coming out the day after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And then the next part of it will be coming out. The next part of it will be coming out, I think, on Christmas. And then the last episode, singular episode, will be coming out on New Year's. Because they're late and on time. But I think everybody wanted a movie. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know. Were you big on Stranger Things?
No, honestly, it's one of the shows that I have been meaning to watch for a long, long time and just haven't.
Okay.
It's one of those.
You might miss some context of things. Skip season 2.
Okay.
Just don't even worry about it.
Okay.
Just pick it up and throw it out the window.
Okay.
Because it's probably the most useless piece of context you need.
Okay.
But 1, 3, 4, 5. Is 5 coming out? Yeah, 5's coming out. So 1, 3, and 4. Peak.
All right. LGS happened.
Yeah.
While I was away.
Yeah.
How much of that did you tune into.
Not one bit. Not
Fair.
one bit. There was so much happening.
I watched.
You know how many gamer awards
No, yeah.
and showcases happened during the past 4 days, bro?
I watched a few things by like Wig and just a few other things. NRG is just kind of fucking crazy. NRG and Falcons.
They're going crazy right now?
They went crazy in that
Good.
tournament. I ain't gonna lie.
Good.
I don't know what placements were looking like, but like, oh man, yeah, both teams definitely had their times of like they aren't doing good right now, but they both went pretty crazy from what I saw. So also, did you see that Trinity Scrims had changed?
Yeah, on Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're under a new management now and all that because of the original people getting hate.
They got hate?
Yeah, they got hate, so they ended up stopping running it, and
Dang.
some other people took over, changed the name, all that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So something else. While I was there,
They're saying this is the biggest season yet.
not for viewership. Maybe in person. Maybe.
That
But
would
not
make sense if it was in person, but even then, I doubt it. Because last year was their actual biggest season.
yeah.
So
Especially
I doubt if
on
they
vid-
top that with their
Well, no,
viewership
2 years
being-
ago.
Was it 2 years ago?
It would have been year 3 that their biggest season is. Yeah, because they saw 20% less viewers last year than they did year 3.
Well, I'm talking about in person.
In person?
Yeah, because they had
In person, yeah.
I think
it
last
was.
year was their biggest year in person.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to wait to see what Champs looks like, really, because that's what
Yeah.
we're comparing it to. So, while I was there, I went and watched a couple really old Disney movies.
Okay.
And I have, as one of the things I wanted to talk about today, forgotten Disney movies. So, are there any forgotten Disney movies that...
Forgotten?
Yeah. Because I would argue these
What-
movies are kind of forgotten.
What are we talking about when we say Disney movies? Disney Channel or just all of it?
Any of it.
Oh, definitely. Definitely there's forgotten movies there.
Yeah, but like, what's one of the ones that you wanna
That-
call out here?
That I think people have forgot?
Yeah,
I don't think any, really.
because there's one that
You rattle yours off. Rattle
Okay.
yours off, because I don't think I
because
have
there's
any.
one that I went and rewatched, and I'm like, this is kind of a forgotten Disney movie. I think like I don't
Okay.
really.
I would only
anyone
say
bring
Big
it
Hero
up.
6. That's the only one I can think of.
Big Hero 6 is fair. Halloween Town.
No, that's not forgotten. It's just not Halloween.
I like.
That's like a big one. That's a big one for a lot of people.
I don't think I haven't heard like pretty much anyone talk about that movie in
It's not Halloween.
no like I'm saying in like a decade.
Oh, well, I hear it all. Every Halloween I hear it. I hear people talk about it all the time. That's
Is it
like
family or is it?
No. Just out and about. Just randomly.
Huh.
Yeah. I'll see it on the internet everywhere. It'll just, but it's only Halloween when I hear about it.
No, it's one of those movies that like since
I'm not
I
a
want to
big
say
fan of
like
it.
2015, I haven't heard anything about it since
Yeah.
then. So yeah,
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that one. Let me make sure I'm thinking of the right movie.
I like them.
Because it's 2 of them, right?
There's 4 actually.
4?
There's
Oh,
Halloween
yeah.
Town, Halloween Town 2, Halloween Town
Yeah.
High, and then Return to Halloween Town.
Yeah, it gets talked about. It gets talked about then. For sure. 83 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Mm.
6.5 out of 10 though.
Yeah.
So, I think what really doesn't get talked about enough is the original Hocus Pocus.
Fair.
I don't think that gets talked about enough.
That's fair.
Because people forgot it was a Disney movie until Disney put it out
Yeah.
with the second movie, and the second movie just made it worse. But it was already so good.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't need a second movie. You know?
So I think what we might do with this is just take a picture of these laid out and pop them up on screen. But I'm gonna show you the playing cards I got. So they're all
We got Winston. We got Dougie. We got Walter. Julius, that is crazy.
I don't need one. Hyphen?
Yeah.
Fernando. Emma. Rex. Connie.
And then, not yet.
Rusty.
My opinion, my favorites, which are the face cards.
Okay. Monte. I probably said that too accenty. Vicky. Nah, her neck is fucked up.
And then
Maynard. Please tell me it's Tompkins. And it's not Tom. Please tell me it's with a
I
thuh.
think it is probably.
I hope it is. I love it when names have a thuh in them.
But
Your name starts with a thuh. I love you.
The best part is they have him as the Jack, which is just kind of fitting. The Cougar as the Queen.
Yeah.
Literally as in the name.
And then King.
And then the Elvis impersonator as the King.
Yeah. Oh.
And yeah, these were great when I first looked at them. I'm like,
yeah,
that's
I heard
great.
he's a really good show to watch.
Oh yeah, no, it is. If he has one going on when we go out there, then we should go, 'cause it's really funny.
When the next time I go to Vegas, gotta see an F1 race.
Yep.
And I don't know, maybe play some poker or something. I don't know.
No, I feel that blackjack's my game.
Isn't blackjack like the biggest scam though?
No.
Or is it you have the highest odds?
Blackjack, you have the highest odds.
Okay.
You're thinking of roulette.
Is it the ball?
Yeah.
That's the biggest scam?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That or slot machines.
Slot machine's a definite scam though.
Yeah. So
No questions
you're guaranteed.
asked.
That is 100% pure
Whenever
luck.
I see people at the slot machine, I'm like, you know what you're doing. That's the only reason you're sitting down there.
No. You're sitting down there because you don't know what you're doing.
No.
Because
maybe in Vegas, actually.
There's no strategy going into a slot machine.
No, not strategy. I'm just saying you know what like things you're looking for, at least. There's no strategy, but you're like, alright, if I got 3 cherries.
True.
That's
true.
you know that
That's
part.
True. Yeah.
I don't think you're like, oh yeah. If I spin it at a 40 degree, if I go instead of fully down, you know, like I swear if I ever see somebody pull up to a slot machine and they're like, yeah, I need to pull it down at. Okay, the aerodynamics of this, and they have a 10. Okay, let me just. It is 40 degrees in diameter, right? So if I pull it down at a 50-degree angle and make it perfectly symmetrical with the machine, then I will get a jackpot every time. If I ever saw that, bro, I would actually run over to that person and pay them every dollar I had.
Facts.
How did you strategize this?
I need to know the math here, guys.
How did you strategize this? Because that means you know the spindles and everything.
Yeah.
Which most of them are virtual, right?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, no, we're not about to go into that tangent.
Yeah, and I will say, Area 15 might be the cheapest place to get alcohol in Vegas.
Oh,
because walking around.
I believe that.
No, walking around, I was like, they had a sign out that was $5 shots, and I'm like, damn.
$5.
$5 shots.
Just drug me at that point. Just drug me at that point. You're not even trying hard enough. No, I shouldn't say that. Don't ever drug me, please.
Yeah, and is there anything else?
That's all I got.
I'm gonna look over.
It's a good
Yeah.
update though.
Yeah, I think that's everything I got too.
That was a good update. I don't know. Do we cut this up?
Maybe a little.
Into 2 parts. We've been gone
We
for
might.
2 weeks, so cutting it up to 2 parts wouldn't be bad.
No, yeah, we might.
Do unedited, cut up in 2 parts.
Yeah.
Ah.
And yeah, I'm going to start uploading onto YouTube. Once I start doing that,
He's gonna start doing his job as a gamer.
Facts. Once, but
I just want to make this clear, real quick, because I feel like we've made it semi-clear, but we haven't made it super clear. He cares about games more than I do.
Facts.
I care about just movies and TV shows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I also care more about just art.
True.
Just like I just want to see the art more than I want to see the show or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I just want to see that. So on certain days there will be streams that we have coming up.
Mm-hmm.
on the Suburban Trap House. I gotta figure out how to do that. But on the Suburban Trap House, there will be streams with both of us. We've gone over that part already. And but a majority of the time it'll just be just me, and he's just on Discord talking. So y'all can go to his Twitch. To see that. If you want to see more consistent gaming, that's his Twitch. If you want to just see hanging out, that'll be the main Trap House channel on Twitch. And then we have marathons coming up. The COD marathon is finally happening. Finally. We've been planning it for I want to say 2-3 months now. We finally have everything
we talked about
ready
it
to
before
go.
I left. And then I left. And then I stayed for an extra week.
We were supposed to do it the day we both got back, and then that got pushed. So now we have that coming up. Next month we got a split fiction gaming marathon-ish. I gotta talk to Jenna, talk to the wifey, see how she feels about that. But we will definitely be streaming that. If it's not streamed, there will be a compilation of us playing it on YouTube. And then I'm not gonna spoil the rest of what's on the whiteboard. Because Wait, can I spoil anything else?
No.
I can't.
Because nothing else we actually have planned right now.
Well, there's one thing. Cuphead speedrun.
Oh, okay. I wasn't even looking at that. I was looking at the thing above the COD marathon. Because that isn't necessarily a spoiler because
that's just me reminders for me to
okay
for on stream.
I was gonna say I'm
when I'm on stream I be forgetting what to do.
The second I get my PS5 out of the shop because that's still in the shop, by the way.
This man the day.
So Friday I'm gonna be getting that out of the shop. However, I'm not gonna be on it Friday because I'm going to be going Sawyer's on Friday because I have so
much happening.
Literally the first 4. It's crazy. My good call.
Not sponsored.
Yep. No product placement. Go.
We're not that sponsored.
Go to W.
Go to
Code
W.
Trap House 25.
On everything.
10% off.
Yeah.
Maybe more.
Nah, 10% off. We know what we're doing.
Is it?
We know what we're doing.
Okay.
We know what we're doing.
You didn't look.
What?
You didn't look, did you?
No. I know that part.
Well,
I haven't checked up on it to know if it's changed or anything.
Yeah.
So,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no.
It might be more, but at least 10% off.
Who knows? Who knows, guys?
Go and use it and find out and tell us.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how this is gonna work.
If you go use it, then this entire set gets to change over time.
Facts.
So, go use that code, Trap House 25. It should just be blinking somewhere. It's. In fact, it'll be everywhere. It'll literally be everywhere. It's just gonna be on your screen, flashing crazy. Hopefully nobody has a seizure.
We'll put a seizure warning up.
Don't watch this in the middle of the night.
Seizure warning. 3-minute late seizure warning.
There's no reason our video should have a seizure warning. You got anything else? I'm gonna leave in you walking over to turn it off too. This is gonna be the most uncut episode except for the one cut that turns it into a part 2.
I'm trying to think. So, I don't think I do. I mean, once I get the free time too, I'm gonna stream and edit those on and upload them on YouTube. But
when are you gonna be streaming? What's your relative schedule so we can
today
throw that up?
Doing. I try to stream at least once a week, but the day is iffy because
it just varies.
Yeah, I need to work a decent amount right now to get money, and then besides that, I mean, today I'm doing this. Tomorrow I'm going to Justin's. Day after that I'm going to Sawyer's. Saturday I'll probably be hanging out with my dad, and my friend group that is connected with him and all that. And then either Saturday or tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'll do that and then go Justin's after I do that. I'm not sure what the plan is.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'll just have Justin come out with me tomorrow. I don't know.
Well,
depending on the time. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm thinking Monday, maybe Tuesday is when I'll start streaming again, and I'll probably be doing Rivals, either Rivals or Apex, because those are. Oh no, you know what? Nope. Splitgate. I have to play Splitgate too.
Yeah, we'll hop on Splitgate.
We'll play first stream back will be Splitgate 2 Monday.
All right.
And then I don't know, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday I'll do another stream for Rivals.
Yeah. I'm going live at 4. So if we're on Splitgate before that and I'm not live, don't start.
I will be live.
He'll be live.
I can guarantee it.
Don't send me no messages talking about Galvin, you're not live yet. You're playing, but you're not live. What's going on?
Go and follow the iGamer Instagram.
Yep.
Because I will be posting, and particularly on the Instagram, to let people know when I'm going live.
We got the Suburban Trap House Instagram.
Yep. That
the iGamer. The Suburban Trap House. The Suburban Trap House TikTok.
And the iGamer TikTok, because that's a thing.
I'm not gonna lie. We're late on the TikToks though.
Yeah, true.
We're late on TikToks.
True.
I think we've been posting on TikTok on the Trap House for like 2-3 weeks. No, 4 weeks now.
I haven't even started because all my stuff I want to be gaming shit.
Yeah.
So
it's like
I'm just starting to get.
We gotta map it out.
Yeah, but I'm just starting to get to the point where I can take my streams and edit them down and make them into videos.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm gonna start working on.
It's only up from here though.
Yeah, true.
It's only up from
facts.
Here. Next episode will be a good one. So be ready for a lot of music conversation. Be ready for a lot of theater conversation. Be ready with, because I think hopefully it'll be this week that we do it.
Okay.
So if you're not here, that's also good. Like you don't have to do it.
Okay.
If you're busy. But music, theater, musical movies, musical TV shows, all of that. Top 5 artists. We'll do just for the fun of it. You know what? This will be uncut. I'm posting it same day.
Okay.
This episode will be uncut, posting it same day, 'cause fuck it.
Okay.
But hopefully it'll be a really fun one. Yeah. I think it's going to be really fun. I think the guest is going to have a good time. We're going to talk comics, hopefully. They're a big comic and movie person.
Okay.
But it's going to be a lot of music. A lot of music stuff is coming out. So yeah.
Well, okay, real quick, since we're talking about music. Before I get into this, there was something else I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
Don't remember what it was. So I think I brought this up to you, but Spotify has a AI DJ.
Yeah, hate it. Never.
You don't like it?
No, anything AI I don't like, especially a DJ.
It's actually not bad.
Because yes and no.
Okay, I will say it doesn't take just what's in your likes, which I appreciate. So like songs that you've listened all the way through, it like multiple times, even if it's not in your likes, it'll be like, okay, he likes this song or likes this type of song, and then it'll also find music similar to that. Or similar to that type. So I found a lot of artists because of this.
Spotify already had a DJ. It was just called Shuffle. And you could just, like, all I would do is go to a genre of music I liked, click the artist, and then I'll press Shuffle on that artist. And it would just go to different types of artists like that. The problem I have with the AI DJ is it basically means you don't need to actually, like, try to do anything anymore. You know?
Yeah.
Because my mom just went to New York.
Uh-huh.
And she listened to an AI DJ.
Oh, dang.
And it was literally nobody in the room with her. It was just her.
Okay.
So that's basically what's going to happen.
Yeah, like...
With stuff like that.
Yeah, like, I don't mind it because...
It's also not going to be as fun.
No, that's definitely it. I'm more so use it to discover new things.
Yeah.
And also because it fades music. So
you can also do that on your phone.
Yeah, but it does it just passively for every song.
You can do that no matter what on your phone.
On Spotify?
You just gotta turn it on. The crossfader is automatically off when you first sign up, so you gotta turn it on.
Okay.
I think
but
you
even
can
so.
go from like 0 to 10 seconds. Don't ever do 10 seconds.
Yeah.
The best time is 7 to 8 seconds, because then it'll fade the song out and
yeah,
bring the other one in at the right time.
AI DJ generally has it to where the fade is in time with the song, except for the only exception.
Yeah,
that
that's
I've
like
noticed.
that's like gonna be the best thing about it.
Yeah.
Is that it fades on time.
Yeah, the only exception that I've noticed is Money Game Part 2. Money Game Part 2 will start with like halfway through the first verse.
Yeah.
It's the only song that happens.
That's where fades are bad. So like if you have a playlist you made, and you have the crossfader on, it'll fade it perfectly, and then some songs it won't fade it at all because that's how the song is.
Okay.
So sometimes it'll auto fade for you,
but
the AI DJ one thing DJs do all the time, they turn the song to like a dubstep type thing. So there's a lot of times where I'm DJing at like parties and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's a normal song that I get to chop up myself. Because I'm like really doing it. But then there's like the radio DJs that get annoying after like 30 minutes.
True.
Because all you hear is do, and then the next song plays. And you're basically just playing the song over a consistent beat. Which I don't think that's what the AI DJ is.
No.
But that's what it'll set up at a certain point. Is basically just going to be the radio. Because the AI DJ is just always going.
Yeah. True.
So.
Well, it's like you can just go in and like hit play on it. The other really cool thing about it, this is something.
It also speaks to you like every third song, every fourth song.
It's a bit more than that. Like it depends on what, because
there's a lot of times where I'm like I don't.
Also, you can just
skip.
You can just skip him talking, and it'll start playing whatever music. But that is just pretty much him being like, here's kind of the vibe that we're going into. That's and then. But one thing you can do is like if it's not like the type of vibe you want, you can just click on it and it'll change the type of music randomly. Well, not randomly, but semi-randomly.
Yeah.
And then
I've used it once.
Yeah. But you can also hold it and like tell it like this is the vibe I'm in, and it'll play music.
Like speak to it.
Yeah.
Fuck no.
But it's like I used it for in particularly when I'm smoking. So like when I first wake up, I'll be like early morning.
See, that's where
sesh,
and
then at night I'm like late night smoke chest. But it also will take the time of day into account too, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah,
so
that's where
depending on if it's morning, afternoon, or night, it will play different types of music to like get you into that vibe for that time.
That's where me being a DJ is just good.
Yeah.
Because my entire life, like, if I showed you, let me go playlists. If I showed you all the playlists I have, it's not a lot, but every single playlist is a specific thing.
No, yeah.
For a specific reason.
Yeah, I feel that.
So, before the AI DJ, back in my day, we had to make each individual playlist.
No, yeah.
So I think that'll be the good. That's like the best thing about it.
Uh-huh.
Will be the fact that it kind of takes that away.
Yeah, the thing I've noticed though with the AI DJ, my only thing is it's not very efficient to take a song that you like and put it in one of your playlists from it. Yeah. That's my only thing.
Yeah. It'll be
my biggest complaint with this
is what I'm thinking, right? Is that it'll be you'll play like a song from a playlist, or it'll play a song from a playlist that you have, but then after that song it'll be like some random artist, and you may or may not like them.
Sort of, but not. I wouldn't say random. It generally follows the same vibe, and if it's not the same vibe, then it's like the same time period. For example,
okay,
like he'll be like, I'm gonna put on some songs from the
getting
90s.
Getting that 1850s music, bruh. Yeah, some of that Bach. Just played the 50 Cent, and I'm gonna give you that 50 cent.
No, but like, yeah. So like, it'll like play so rock, hard rock, and rap because all that came out in the 90s, right? So it'll like switch up like that, but generally, like, I've had it just like put on hip hop, R&B, pop.
Yeah, I think it'll be good for stuff like that because like it'll definitely be good for like in the car, like turn it on and just say what I'm trying to listen to instead of like doing all that.
And you could even be like say an artist.
Like,
I'm in like a Ren vibe, for example, and it would be like I got Ren you, and then play songs that have that same vibe to it.
So it'll definitely turn into a shuffle at one point though.
Yeah,
because of that, it'll literally just be like a vocal, like I'm in this vibe, and then it's just basically a shuffle.
Yeah,
and you have a voice to back you up.
But it's a shuffle of both things that you have heard and things that you haven't, which is the best.
Yeah.
The best part about it, in my opinion.
So,
yeah,
we did it.
Yeah, first episode since we've been back.
First episode back, 3-hour episode, uncut.
Literally got back at like 2:33 a.m.
Yeah.
This morning, and then was up to like 5 or 6 because I slept on the car ride back from Reading, and then ended up passing out and waking up at 11.
Yeah.
So
we did that shit.
Yup.
And cut.